Welcome back, everyone. Hope you guys are having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're on the big wide world. We're back, we're live, we're streaming, and we are going to be covering game number 12 of the 2012 FIDE World Chess Championship being played between Ding Liren from China and Gukesh Domoraju from India. Big game, of course, with Ding winning, or not Ding, sorry, with Gukesh winning game number 11. That obviously means, as a chess fan, we're going to get a very exciting 12th game. So really looking forward to it. Let's see what's going. You're reading chat? Yes, I am. I do see chat. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, you guys. Will the streams be uploaded to YouTube? Probably at some point. Oh wait, did I say 2012? Did I actually say 2012? Okay. Anyway, yeah, so as a fan, you should be pretty happy to see Ding lose game number 11, because it means we're going to get a very exciting game 12. Ding will play a lot differently. On the flip side, of course, what I would say is, while it was a pretty devastating loss for Ding, there was a saying, and I think it's true, which is a man who has nothing to lose is obviously the most dangerous. So aside from the fact that Ding did win on demand against Nepo in the last World Championship in the same situation, stream title's wrong too. That's lovely. I'll edit it. 1 second. Okay. Round 12. There we go. Okay, save. So yeah, so as I was starting to say, obviously, you know, Ding did win on demand last time he was in the situation. He has nothing to lose now. There's nothing to hang on to. He can go all in, go crazy. A loss doesn't really change anything. But he needs to win a game, so I do expect him to go a little bit wild. Now, in terms of predictions, I don't know what I expect here. If I were to think about where I think Ding has chance to win, I do not think we'll get a like a Ready or a Catalan. I think that's a little bit too dry. Now if I look at the games, I'm trying to remember the move orders. So in the last one where Ding drew, what was the move order? I'm trying to remember the move order. It was d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5. So I was just checking out to make sure that I have the right move order. And we'll pull up the game, of course. Now, what I expect is, I think there are a couple options. The first one I think is very likely is perhaps we'll get d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, and maybe one of these very sharp Nimzo Indians with like an a3 or an f3 maybe, or maybe an e3, a3. Some kind of really sharp Nimzo Indian I think is definitely on the cards today. That would be my top prediction if Ding is going to go crazy and try really hard to win. So that would be my first main thought, would be we get some kind of Nimzo Indian, mainly because it's one of the very few things where we haven't seen anything yet. And I think it's, if I look at the openings they've played, I don't expect e4, e5 is rock solid. Don't see that. We could get the English once again, as I alluded to last time. Ding of the white pieces, knight d5, bishop e7, d4 potentially. So we'll see. We could get d4, d5, yes, but he was playing d4, knight f6, so it's unlikely he's going to play d4, d5. But of course, I could be wrong. So my main prediction is d4, c4, knight c3, some kind of Nimzo Indian. If we get d4, d5, who knows what's going to happen. But that's my first main prediction. I don't think we'll get b3 on move 1, but that's my first prediction, is probably the Nimzo Indian. Happy 74th birthday. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't know if you guys will see cake on stream. Maybe if I choose to eat some cake, it's possible, but let's see. Let's see what we get. So, yeah. So that's what I would, that's my prediction. So isn't it like 3 a.m. in Florida? It is 4 a.m. you guys. I could have shaved for the occasion. Why would I shave? That's kind of silly. But anyway, waiting for the players to arrive. My best prediction is d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3. I am not drunk, you guys. I'm actually just sleepy, because since I was celebrating a little bit last night, that means I didn't go to bed until like midnight. So yeah, I didn't get as much sleep as I should have. So for anyone who's wondering why I look so sleepy or out of it, it's because I got like 3.5 hours. Yeah. So that's live. Also, for anybody who's wondering, today I believe I will be joining Takes for the post game recap. So that should be happening. Why was I celebrating? because it is my birthday. I mean, technically my birthday occurred around noon yesterday because I was born in Japan, obviously. So I was born just after 1 a.m. I think it was like 1:30 a.m. in the morning, 1:34, whatever it was in Japan, which of course was like 12:30 or something here in the US yesterday. So so technically, of course, my birthday was like already yesterday afternoon, but still, no, I was born in Osaka. I was born in Osaka, Japan. But anyway, yeah, so for anyone who's also wondering, of course, we are here to cover the event for those of you guys who want to actually see it. It's not easy waking up at these hours, but still, it's what I'm doing. It's what we are doing. But anyway, all right, you guys, players are at the board. Game's gonna be starting. Are we hoping something? Magnus's audio on the recap yesterday was horrendous. Okay, I wouldn't know. But anyway, yeah. No, I'm sleep deprived, you guys. As I said, I went to bed around midnight because like I didn't go to bed early because there's no reason to. But yeah, pretty simple birthday, nothing super exciting. Just went to Publix, got a nice little cake, and I had a slice of cake, you know, with my wife, and that's that. So straightforward. Happy cake day. Exactly, happy cake day. Yes, today I turned 29 years old, you guys. I turned 29. I've been 28 for a long time, but today I turned 29. So there we go. Okay, you guys, I turned 29 today. Anyway. Are we hoping something big in Ding's play today was a question. I think they made errors. Am I frozen? I think what I would say is pretty simple. I think that Ding will try something. He has to try now. If he doesn't try, well then, like, so be it. But he's gonna try, and I think more importantly, as a chess fan, you're very happy that the game is decisive because it forces Ding into a situation where he can't just play something boring. I do not think we're gonna get a London system. I'd be very surprised. I think we'll get a Nimzo, d4 c4 knight f3, or an English c4 knight c3 knight d5, or we'll get d4 c4 knight c3. One of those two, that's my prediction. So that's my prediction. So anyway, waiting for some moves. If he plays London, I'm leaving instantly. We will not get a London here. We're not going to get a London here. I think we're going to get d4 c4 knight c3. I mean, I think that obviously going into this game, it's you know, big advantage for Gukesh. Hammer's predicting c4. I think we'll get a Nimzo Indian, or we're going to get an English opening with c4. One of those two. I don't think we'll get anything else. That's my prediction. He will play a Ponziani. He watched Levy's video. Did Levy mention the Ponziani? That's a terrible choice if you're referring to that. I hope you're joking. I hope Levy didn't mention that seriously. Or you're trolling me. But if he actually mentioned that in the recap yesterday, that's a bit much. You're joking. Okay, he didn't mention it. Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go. We get a okay, we don't get a ceremonial first one. We just get an English. Yeah. So what I said was I figure we get an Nimzo or we get an English. We get c4. Now we get e6. No e5 here. Not super surprising in my opinion from Gukesh to play e6. Of course, it's also kind of ironic to look at this because this is what Ding should have done yesterday. Yesterday we should have got knight f3, d5, c4, and then e6. So when we get c4, e6, this is the most rock solid approach here. Play e6 and d5 on the first two moves. I expect Ding to go deep into the tank here, by the way. I don't think we're gonna get super quick moves, or we'll get stuff instantly. I don't know. Probably d4, or we're gonna get a big think. I don't think we're gonna get a 40-minute think here. If we got a 40-minute think, I mean, I am again gonna lose my mind. I mean, he must have something against this, I would think. Like, probably if I had to guess, we'll get knight f3, d5. d4 is my prediction. That's my prediction, but let's see if we get that or not. At least 10-minute think, definitely possible. Definitely possible. I wouldn't be shocked if we get a bit of think, but I don't think we'll get like a 40-minute think here. This is gonna make for a fun recap. You couldn't hear the music? You should be able to hear the music just fine. My mods would say some of the music were off. I think music is good. Okay, I don't know why he's taking so long. E6 is not a novelty, of course. It's mostly trying to pick which line to go into here. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do, but let's wait for the move. Okay, we got to move. What do we get? We get g3 on move 2. Okay, so we get g3 d5. I was gonna say I had a feeling we might get this Catalan. One of these Catalans was like g3 bishop g2 versus knight f3. Okay, let's see what we get here from Gukesh. I think this is objectively the best try here, and the reason I think it's objectively the best try is because it's one of the slow Catalans where you haven't developed a knight yet. If d takes c4, I believe there's some game in years ago like this knight h3 queen c4. I feel like this was maybe a game. I feel like maybe Fabiano played a couple of these lines, but I could be wrong. So we got bishop g2, knight f6. Get knight f3. Now this, by the way, I'm going to be honest, you guys, this is pretty funny, by the way. This is pretty funny because this is, of course, what should have happened yesterday. Like, this is exactly what should have happened yesterday when Ding had the black pieces. Of course, after d5, c4, since he was out of prep early, he should have played e6 on move 2. This is what he should have played. So in a way, we're getting to see what we should have seen yesterday, except with the colors reversed. This position, I believe, after d4, if I'm not mistaken, didn't this happen in the match between Nepo and Magnus all those years ago, or am I wrong? I don't know if I need to tweet something. He's obviously farming the clips, so it's all good. But I think that this is I think this was played, right? Knight c6. Wasn't this played in that fateful c6 game between Nepo and Magnus, if I'm not mistaken? I think it was. Ding is not going to play for a draw. Ding is going to go all in today and try to win. That's what's going to happen. I think the Nepo one was like d3 bishop c5, if I remember correctly. I think it was d3 bishop c5. It was a famous game because Anish was covering it, and there were some hilarious comments. The fateful game, which I think maybe this last game of the match that Nepo lost. Gukesh will try to shut it down early with this move. Yeah. So if we get d3, I believe bishop c5 is a move. What can you do here to complicate? e3 is definitely a move. For example, e3 is probably the best move here in terms of creating complications. But who do I want to win? I don't really care who wins this game, but I want to see a long game. I want to see an exciting game. I mean, again, obviously I'm in favor. Obviously I think that you know, Gukesh is a big favorite here, but you know, still you want to see something exciting. I mean, with all the stuff around Ding, it feels like it's what you want. Problem with this position objectively for white though is that black gets easy development. It's very hard to create an imbalance because there is a slight pawn structure imbalance, but black just wants to castle here. If you ever play a3, there's a5 to stop b4. e3 is always a move, but black just castles. I mean, you can get more aggressive. Like if this were an Armageddon game, I probably would play e4 here and just go for something messy. But after e5, even though you have this pawn structure, it's very hard to get this quick attack on the king side. Frankly, I think black is supposed to be just a little bit better here. So it's very tricky and very hard to play. Or not hard to play, but hard to get an advantage, I should say. Hard to create the imbalance. So anywho, what else is going on? Let's take a look, see where SMCI is this morning, since I feel like looking. 48.37, up 10%. Gukesh can just play passive defending like he did against Hikaru. I mean, it's not so much about passive defending, it's that you have to get him out of prep early to where he thinks. So we're gonna get e3, e5 takes, not e4, sorry, takes, and d3, and then probably bishop e7 here with the idea of knight d7 and knight c5 later. Let's see what Ding does. Do I think there should be more time for the world championship? First 40 moves? No, I don't. I think there's way too much time as is. So that's what I would say. Yeah. Why do I look sleepy? Because it's 4 a.m. here on the East Coast of America, and I didn't get to bed until midnight. So I literally got 3.5 hours of sleep. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. We get bishop e7. Now Gukesh still very clearly in prep here, by the way. Used to look beautiful. Let me take a look what this computer like. Computer wants takes and b3. That actually looks kind of pleasant for white. This looks kind of pleasant if we get takes and b3. Even this not this, sorry, even this looks kind of decent too. Takes and d3. Huh. I wonder if we'll get takes and b3 here. If we got takes and b3, we're in for an exciting game. On each tweet about me, okay, let me I don't really feel like going to Twitter this early, but let's see, what did he tweet? He tweeted about me, or is it a reply or what? It must be a reply, right? No, it's a what, Ding chilling, Ding cooking, but that's not, that actually doesn't have anything to do with me, most likely. I don't think that's about me, actually. If that were about me, he would have tweeted that yesterday, not right as game 12 was beginning. Before that, I mean I actually don't see it. Oh, it's happy birthday. Oh, I'm blind. It's happy birthday. It qualifies. Okay, yeah, that's a tweet. Yeah, also I bet someone's making some drama out of that too, right? I see he posted something else too. He says the fun fact. Yeah, I don't see it, but yeah, typical people acting stupid for no reason. Anyway, let's see what we get here. We get takes B3. This will actually be kind of interesting. But Ding is going to spend a lot of time here if I had to predict. Did I just wake up? I did just wake up. I'm sorry, you guys. That's how life goes. But I do have my coffee, which is all anybody needs. Wait, Gukesh draws. Can we assume he goes on to win? Well, I mean, he's gonna have a chance to put the match away with the white pieces, and if he doesn't, then he'll have one more game. So, I mean, I think we still have chance. There's still chance for drama. But a lot depends on this opening here. I'm not hungover. Why do people say I'm hungover? Just my hair? Is it just my hair? I don't know. Maybe my hair makes me look hungover. I don't know. I'm not hungover. I'm just very sleepy. So I only got 3.5 hours of sleep. So just how it goes. So anyway, just how it goes. Just how it goes. Just taking a quick look around the markets. Hair is very low key. Okay, sorry you guys. I think takes and B3 is probably best by test, or we'll get takes. We'll get not E4. Sorry, we'll get takes something like takes and D3 and knight C3 bishop B3. One of these two will happen. I got a lot of messages actually. A lot of messages about my birthday. So yeah. I don't even use Facebook, but I guess everybody posts on Facebook still, or at least some amount of people do. Anyway, Argent play this position. Yeah, I mean, what's really ironic about this is that this should have happened. Yeah, what's really ironic is that this should have happened. Chess players post on Facebook, apparently, yeah. The CEO of SMC, I wish Hikaru happy birthday for pumping up his stock. It's a good one. But yeah, anyway, thanks for getting up so early on your birthday. Today is going to be a crazy day, you guys. Today's going to be a crazy day because we obviously have we have our tournament later on that we're going to be playing in. We also have a recap we're going to be doing with Magnus and Levy. So it's gonna be a long day today, like a very, very long day. So that's also why, like, just slowly getting into it. I think Ding is out of prep, but the main thing is Ding's thinking about the next course of options, the next course of action, and I think it's a good spot to be thinking. I'm not actually really critical about this position and his think, because here there's no way he could have been prepared for this. And here he has to really map the chart well. We get takes in B3 though. I'm actually wondering what Gukesh's idea is here. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this looks good for white. No, bishop B2. You got a great bishop. I'm gonna be honest. I really am curious what's gonna happen when we get takes in B3. Yeah. What's my take today? I mean, I think the next couple moves are gonna make a huge difference. Whoa. I actually don't think Ding is going to play the World Rapid and Blitz. I think whoever wins this is not going to play it. I don't think Gukesh is going to play. I think probably they register him just to be safe. But I don't think he's going to play. I'd be very surprised. But see, here it's also much different for anybody who's wondering, you're like, why am I not like losing my mind over Ding's time usage? There are a couple of reasons. First of all, because the position is very straightforward. You have open diagonals here. That's the main reason. Regardless, like, even if you get this position with D3 knight C3, it's very straightforward. You've got an open diagonal. Development is very simple. There's not a lot to think about, so it's more picking the next like 2 to 3 moves. And then secondly, Ding is behind in the match. So now when you're behind in the match and you must win, it's a lot different. And now it's completely fine to use your time like this because you have to win. If you lose the game, nobody cares. It doesn't matter. But you're not in a situation where like avoiding a loss is super critical. Now you just go crazy and you hope it works out, basically. So that's why, like, if you guys wonder why I'm not being really critical of the time usage, just because it's pretty straightforward. And let's pretty straightforward once he chooses the path. I mean, Ding should go crazy. Will he go crazy? Who knows? I wasn't expecting him to stream since his birthday. Of course I would stream, you guys. Why would I not stream? I would say that for a Ding here, you don't want to go below 1.5. I would say he can still use about 15 minutes here, but you kind of don't want to really go below 130 on this move if I had to guess. That would be me. I went to bed around midnight, so like I went to bed very, very late. Yeah. If we get D3, this actually, I'm gonna be honest, makes me a little bit sad. It makes me a touch sad. We'll probably get castles here if I had to guess. I wonder if D3 was a decision by Ding to try and get Gukesh out of prep here. Now, if Gukesh is out of prep, this is brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, if Gukesh is out of prep, that's actually brilliant. Very, very, very brilliant. Very brilliant. Well, let's see. Nope. He's not out of prep. Makes me really wonder what I'm gonna open chess base and take a look. I'm gonna use a stronger engine because now I'm curious about this. If B3 is really as good as the weakchess.com engine says it is. I'm actually curious. It was D4, castles, knight C6, E3, bishop E7. I'm really curious to see, like, did Gukesh confuse an order or not? Yeah, so the stronger computer says takes B3. And then after knight takes F3, or knight F3 or castles. Let's just say castles. Saying bishop E2, knight F3, bishop F3, rook B8, queen E2, and B6, and this is equal on the stronger computers. I'm surprised. Like D4. Interesting. So on the stronger computers, it's saying this position is completely equal. We get D3, D takes E3. Actually, I'll keep looking. Let me D3. We get castles. Or no, sorry, we got D3, D takes E3. What am I talking about? D3, D takes E3. So bishop takes E3, E5, knight C3, castles, and black is completely fine according to the really strong computers. Completely fine. Okay. Will Ding take the risk? I mean, he kind of has to. Richard versus Nihua, same game. Both those guys are on Ding's team. Yeah, probably bishop takes E3. Does Ding have the confidence? You know, I would say for Ding, it's not really about confidence at this point. He's down a point in the match. He has nothing to lose. If he loses at this point, I mean, what are people going to be really mad and try to like phrase it as though he got blown out in the match? Like, who really cares? At this point, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If he could lose the next 3 games, it doesn't matter because at this point he's behind in the match. So taking risks is completely justifiable. So here there should be no thoughts about risk or looking bad or any of that nonsense. Just be like, play, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but just go for it. But Gukesh definitely knows what he's doing. He can't lose the next 3 games. You get the point of what I'm saying, though. It's a situation where yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do. You just go for it, basically. Can I stop yapping and explain why he sacrificed a pawn? He didn't sack a pawn. He's just going to capture with the bishop with the pawn. Nihua castle didn't take on E3. Okay. No, if Ding loses today, he has no shot in the match. If he loses today, it's over because Gukesh will force a draw in the next game. I would probably take with a bishop, but pawn takes E5, D4 could be interesting too. This could be interesting as well. In fact, if you're really trying to go all in, I would argue you take with the pawn to create an imbalance here, because if you get this, there's an imbalance in the center here. Black is a 3-on-2 on the queen side here with these 3 versus these 2, but you have more central grip here. So if I were trying to go all in here, actually, more I look at this, I would actually take with a pawn. But it's tricky because this isn't the last game of the match, so you still have one more white. So like if you draw this game and draw the next one, you still have white in the last game to try and go all out. But if it were me here, I think this is the moment you have to go for it. I think you have to go for it here. I would probably take with a pawn and go d4. They don't play all the games, no. Where will the FIDE Cup World Cup happen? And sure enough, he takes with the bishop, which is for sure the main line of prep too. So Gukesh is going to continue to blitz out the next 5-6 moves, or not 5-6, but next 3 or 4. Okay, probably knight c3 or rook e1 and d4. So let's see. Knight c3 or rook e1 are the 2 moves that make sense to me. Why would they prep the strange line? Because you have 6 months to prepare, so you should be ready for all sorts of openings. I mean, that's why like, I mean, especially I think most of us are very, very critical about yesterday is like, how can you be out of prep on move 4 in a game in a world championship match where you had 6 months to prepare? So yeah, it's what it is. I mean, it doesn't, you know, like if you take your time and you have 6 months to prepare, you should not really be surprised in the opening, in any opening. I mean, that's why Magnus, one of the biggest things Magnus dislikes about the world championship is just a crazy amount of prep, because people should spend 6 months preparing. It's very hard to come up with surprises in such situations. So all right, why don't chess players prep like that year round? Is just too much work, because you can't prep for one specific player, and every player is different in terms of the style and what you play. Like what Gukesh is going to play against Ding, he would never play against Magnus, for example. So like the thing is, it just shifts. Like, and without knowing exactly who you're playing, you do general prep, but you can't prepare specifically for one player. I do think that the world championship should be a lot closer to the candidates. I think that is actually one thing that I think I've said that before. I think the world championship should be about like 2 months after the candidates. It should not be like 6 months or more afterwards. I think that's a mistake. I am not muted, you guys. If you can't hear me, that's on your end. That's on your end. Dink said he's planning on retiring if he lost now, but do you think he will retire if he loses here? Yes, I do. I mean, I don't think Ding is going to retire where he never plays classical chess again, but I don't think he'll play the candidates or try to be competitive or qualify. So I do believe that yes, if Ding loses this match, I don't think he will play professional chess again. So I do believe Ding will retire. Tavalo Mubarak Hadman, merci. So okay, let's see what Ding does. Time usage not great, but not that bad. Why are you criticizing Ding? His prep is going well this game. Ding, I'm criticizing his prep from yesterday specifically, but I think his prep in general has not been very good. It has not been a world championship caliber prep. So but this should be something that he has looked at. But at this point, I mean, I really have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. Anisha said that he would be a much better rapid player if we won game a day. Do you agree? I think 1 game a day for rapid is a little bit crazy, actually. Yeah, I think 1 rapid game a day is kind of odd. I think Gukesh's prep has been completely fine. I don't think it's been out of this world. But I also think, you know, he's playing against Ding, and who you're playing against makes a huge difference. Like against Ding, what he's done is great. Would he prepare the same way against, say, a Magnus or like a Fabiano or myself? I don't think so. So it's like it's more about the player than anything else, but he's gotten what he's wanted in just about every single game. So it's really, really hard to not think that his team has done a good job. They've done a great job overall. Catalan has been one of the weapons of Ding learned for years, but he's still out of prep right now. Any specific reasons why? I mean, I think he's trying to surprise Gukesh. I mean, first of all, he obviously the English is what he expected, but we don't get the English here. And then this is also a fairly obscure line in a way. But I mean, honestly, it's hard for me to see him not. It's kind of weird to not be ready. I mean, the thing is also, let's not forget here that Bishop E7, I believe, is not the main move. I believe Black's supposed to play E5. That's the best move here, but. So it's probably a slight surprise. Primal Vaughn versus Prime Vichy, who would win? I mean, obviously Prime Vichy. Vichy is like great. Vichy in his prime, like I don't even know what Vichy's prime is. Like, is that like when he was like 40? Is that when he was like 30 playing Gary at 95? Like, I don't even know when his prime is. Do I think Gukesh will be considered the real world champion? I mean, I don't think that people are going to look at it that way. I think, you know, for example, if he were to win a match against like Fabiano or myself, I mean, obviously we want a match against Magnus for sure, but I'm not so sure that people are going to look at it that way. He's going to be the world champion, but I think people are going to look and see what happens in the next couple of matches. That's what I would say. But it's a tough situation because obviously both players are where they are and they deserve to be there. They both qualified. On the other hand, you know, of course, there's no Magnus. No Magnus makes everything a little bit less exciting and less legitimate. So it's just a bad situation to be in. And I mean, the way I look at it is I think people can blame Magnus or you can blame FIDE. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's just a bad situation. Yeah, it's just a bad situation. Hourly Magnus, yeah, I mean, it's what it is. There's no happy answer to it. No happy answer. Yeah. Yeah, there's no happy answer. I do. I mean, Magnus wanted changes. FIDE wouldn't make changes. Like I said, you can blame Magnus, you can blame FIDE. It's pretty much that. It's that straightforward. I don't think if it were Fabio or myself, you would look at it and say it's legitimate. I don't think you would because of the same thing. You'd still have the specter of the, you know, Magnus's ghost. I don't think so. Even if it were me or Fabiano, it'd be the same thing. It'd be like, okay, you won, but you didn't beat Magnus, and Magnus is obviously the best player. So, yeah, there's no happy answer. Okay, dingling for way too long here on this move, by the way. Should just play knight c3 or d4, just go for it here right away. I mean, I think there are little issues though with the world championship. I think, for example, even in the current format, there should not be a 6-month break. The break should be like 2 months between the candidates and the world championship. Now FIDE would probably argue that they need to find sponsors, they need a lot of time to put it together, but I think the notion of people having months and months to prepare is something that should not be a part of the world championship. I think it's outdated in the modern world. I think the old world was completely fine, but nowadays I mean, preparation is such a big part of all these matches that I think players having 6 months to prepare is just not right. So like, for example, I think that is something that should be changed. You should have maybe 2 months before the match, is what I would say. And the second thing is, again, like whether you want to talk about the games making it fast or slow, you know, it's difficult. But that write-off is something that should be changed. Yeah, Ding is down 30 minutes again. He also does not look happy at all. He's like literally, his head is, I mean, the body language of Ding is just so bad. Yeah, the body language is so bad from Ding. He doesn't even look like he's excited. He doesn't even look like he's enjoying the game. He just looks like he looks so like depressed. I don't know, it's hard to watch. It's actually really hard to watch. It's really, I don't think he's acting. I mean, to me, it seems pretty clear that something happened in the last match. Something happened, I don't know what, but he basically, something broke him in the last match. Something broke him, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is exactly, but it feels like something broke him. So yeah, but it is what it is. How is marriage? Great. Life is good. Life is good, you guys. Thank you for asking. I mean, as far as the next candidates goes, who knows who's going to qualify? No idea. I mean, Fabiano probably qualifies, but Arjun could if he wins. I mean, I haven't looked at the Qatar Masters. I could take a look. Let's see who's Arjun playing today. Round 6 hasn't started. I'll put the game up here. Ooh, Arjun played with White against David Provian. I played Provian last year in the Qatar Masters too, actually, with White. So I'll leave this game here just in case we get some moves, although I don't know when it starts. Ramen Gambit, I'm gonna probably delay eating food for a bit because I had a slice of cake last night, so and I didn't go out and run, so I kind of don't want to eat a lot of food, to be honest. I do think, as I said, I do think this is probably the last time we will see. I think this is probably it starts at 8:15, so it starts forever from now. Okay, never mind. I do think that, yeah, for Ding, this is I think this is his last hurrah. I do think he's gonna retire. Like, maybe he won't retire and like never play again, but I don't think he's ever gonna play. I don't think he's gonna try and qualify again. I think this will be it for Ding. And you know, it's sad to see. It's really sad to see when you look at where Ding was in 2019. You know, just he was playing great chess. He beat Magnus in the Sinkfield Cup. He was at his peak. And then this thing called COVID-19, the pandemic happened. You know, like, it happened. And I mean, basically, I would say on some level, he never. I mean, he of course, there was you know, he did qualify. Let's not forget that from the candidates. But I would say he was never really quite the same player. He was never quite the same player ever since then. Do I use ChessBase or Chessify? I do not, and I mean, I will tell you why. Because basically, their market, or not their market, their whole business, as I understand, is basically they're basically selling it at a higher cost than what they're paying to Google and Amazon and all the cloud companies to get the compute. So they're basically, you could do it for cheaper if you just did directly through Google or Amazon. So I mean, I'm not really like, you know, that's my understanding of the whole situation, and it is what it is. So do I get jealous of Ding? Why would I be jealous of Ding? I mean honestly, I feel really sad for Ding. I feel really sad. You look at him, even here, like he's down a point in this match. You look at the body language, he just looks sad. He just looks sad. He really looks like he just doesn't want. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. I mean, you get the convenience of managing it. I mean, I've always been someone who's hands-on with everything, so that really doesn't excite me. But yeah, he looks so sad. So yeah, you asked if I can be jealous. No. I mean, I feel sad when I look at him. I just feel sad. You say it's his persona. It's definitely not his persona. I mean, he's never been someone who has, I mean, the main thing that to me that stands out, both like when I played in Norway, but you know, in this match and all the other tournaments he's played in the last 2 years, is that he's generally nondescript. He doesn't have a lot of emotion, but he doesn't look like he's just like bored or disappointed or like uninterested, and he just looks like completely out of it here. He just looks completely out of it. And I would say that that's always a bad sign. That's always a bad sign. Like he might not be showing emotion, but he never looks like just depressed and out of it. And he definitely looks that way today. And he's also been shaking his head a lot too. I don't think it's burnout. I think it's probably some mental issue. I don't know what exactly, but yeah. Also, look at the time. Down 30 minutes again. It's just like brutal. And the position's completely fine, but you got to move. If he loses today, the match is over. I mean, I don't think he'll lose because he always has a safety valve with D4. Like, even if we get this position, it's so open and straightforward here that I don't think he can lose. But getting chance here is pretty difficult. Gukesh is still in prep, yeah. Why do I pin the hate comments? I don't do that personally. My team does that. So run away. Anyway, Polymarket, I could look at Polymarket, but don't feel like looking at. Literally every match Gukesh and prep dink down 1 hour. I mean, like I said, to me, I'm gonna ask Magnus about this as well when we do the recap later. But I don't think Ding is acting. I think Ding literally did not do serious prep for this match. I think Ding did like 3 weeks of very light prep, and he just showed up and played. Now you could like debate the reasons for that, but that's my view. My view is that Ding did not do serious prep for this match. He did like 3 weeks of prep, and that's that. And I don't know why. Like, I assume someone's gonna ask him this question, but to me, that's my view. They emailed me very late yesterday. They emailed me like when I was already doing the press conference. Like, there's no way I was going to be able to join them. So I mean, we discussed it yesterday. So yeah, I'll be doing it today. No, my view is that like Ding he didn't do serious prep, and we can debate the reason for that. But I just don't think he did serious prep, and I think it's showing. I think it's showing, and it's, I mean, like I said, I assume that probably at the end of this match he'll talk about, you know, exactly what's going on, especially if he's retiring. But it's what it is. I don't know if it's impressive or not. I feel like, I mean, my honest take is this kind of feels like a situation where it's more on Gukesh not punishing Ding, having had many chances, versus like Ding being all that impressive. But it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, he really looks like he just doesn't want to be there. That's what I don't get. It really looks like he doesn't want to be there, just looking at his body language. He just looks like he's so uninterested. I'm almost 40. Yes, you guys. I'm very close to being, speaking of retiring, I'm very close to being able to retire from chess. So that's maybe the one upside to celebrating my birthday. Get rookie 1 played. Okay, let's see what Gukesh does here. The Gukesh should still be in prep here, by the way. You better not retire from streaming. I'm much more, Tesla's almost 400. You know, I saw on Wall Street Bets that someone had bought the 400s like at the start of last week, and I considered it, but I didn't do it. It's 397. I'm obviously very happy, of course, considering all the calls that I have on Tesla, but we'll see. So far, my theory is correct, what I told you guys after the election, which I think we're going to run up through the inauguration, and then we'll see what happens. So I'm going to be nervous making content with Magnus. Why are we nervous? Hikaru, why are you retiring at an age where players like Vishy and Kasparov were at their peak? You know, one thing that I dislike, a lot of people who don't understand chess, what they say is it's like, oh, Vishy was in his 40s or something, he was playing the world championships. I've said it before, but you know, my theory about chess is that basically the players of the old generation, they got better at older ages. So like, if you look at Vishy became a GM at what, 18? How old was Vishy when he became a GM? When did he become a GM? Vishy became a GM in 1988, and Vishy was born in when was Vishy born? 88, and he was born in 69. Yeah, Vishy became a GM at 18 or 19 depending. Yeah, 18 or 19 depending, I'm not sure. It was 88 and he was born in 69, so it was 18 or 19 when he became a GM. Okay, first thing to keep in mind is that that's when he became a GM. So Vishy already became a GM at a much older age than players of today. Most players who go on to become super top level players, they become GMs at 13, 14, 15. And he became a GM at 18. And also there were far less tournaments in that era, so you played a lot less. And so I think Vishy in many ways, he's an example of someone who had a much longer career because of the fact that when he grew up, there were less tournaments. You become better at an older age. So that's why my theory goes that I think players nowadays, because they become better at younger ages, they actually peak at younger ages as well. And so trying to use Vishy or Gary, who are from a much different generation, as a measuring stick, to me, I think is inaccurate. It's just inaccurate in my opinion. So that's why I'm saying, like, I feel like the kids who are getting really good at 11, 12, I wouldn't be shocked if they start peaking at like in their like mid 20s and retiring in their early 30s because they're getting good at younger age. I think the career span of a chess player is going to be the same. It's just that whether you get really good at like 10 years old versus getting good at like 15. So that's why I'm skeptical. And you also play so much more now as well. So I think trying to apply people from the previous generation is questionable. So I actually think that's true. Considering how chess careers usually peak at much younger age than most other professions, how does that change a player's other non-chess life decisions, like when to start a family, buy a house, etc., when compared to more conventional jobs? It does not matter. Well, I mean, I think the problem with chess is that the biggest problem with chess is that there's no money in chess. So because there's no money in chess, it's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. I mean, it's all about saving as much as you can. That's the goal. But check Polymarket. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, buying a house. FIDE needs to partner with DraftKings. I mean, FIDE wishes they could partner with DraftKings. Thoughts on yesterday's comments? Who, from Magnus and Levy, or who? Did I miss something? Did I miss something from like Magnus or somebody? Or comments from Gukesh or Ding or what? I don't know what you mean. So $1 million for a world championship is not enough. I think the problem that I would argue with chess is that outside of the Cancer World Championship and World Rapid and Blitz, there's really no money. FIDE does not bring money into the game. And honestly, the World Championship, you know what I would say about that is, if you look at, I think the prize money in 1972 was the same as it is now. Chess prize money, let me see it. In 72, how much was it? What was it for inflation? Adjusted for inflation. Let me see if they show it. Oh, the World Championship in 1972 adjusted for inflation was about 1.8 million. So the prize fund today is effectively the same as it was in 1972, you guys. And that is a very, very bad sign. That says it all. That is insane. The prize fund is like 2 or a little over 2 million. It was 1.8 million dollars in 1972. The prize money was the same as it was 52 years ago. That says it all. That says it all. That's just ridiculous. Chess is way more popular now than it was in 72, and there's so much more money in content creation, certain aspects of chess. So yeah, that says it all. By the way, that actually says it all. That says it all. Wow. So Gukesh is out of prep here, by the way, so this could get exciting. FIDE likely making far more money. They just aren't giving it to players. No, actually I don't think FIDE is making money. That's the other thing. Like, yes, they get their cuts of money from tournaments and all this other stuff, but I don't think they're actually making a lot more money because they don't have partners. They don't have major partners. When is my stream with Magnus and Levy? That will be later today, probably about half hour to 45 minutes after the game ends, but we'll see. They are not, well, okay, Google, I don't want to get into that because some of the stuff that I know about that is not really public info, so I don't want to get into that. So we'll leave it there. But what I would say is that if Google were giving them millions upon millions of dollars, they would not need to be asking for a bunch of money for webcams. Okay, let's leave it at that. Like, I'm gonna find the tweet again. Where was the Twitter? Let me find that tweet and just put it. I posted it yesterday. Yeah. Well, let me put this here. Okay, let me put this here. Because I've shown this every day, but I'll show it again. This was a post from Anish Giri on October 31st, and it says, become the Anish Giri Media Corporation broadcasting partner for the World Championship match. And it says you pay $100,000, and the most important thing you get besides Anish's, very, very nice friendship, is you get the live broadcast with cameras. So that's pretty straightforward. So let's go back to the game, and yeah, it's a must to show that every day. Exactly. Elon does not like chess. I think Elon likes chess, but of course he doesn't view it as something that's like changing society. So anyway, do we have a move after Rookie 1? No move here from Gukesh. This is good for Ding. This is what you want here. You want Gukesh deep in the tank. Did I see Anish's birthday tweet? Yeah, I mean, again, I would say about that, like, Anish, the only thing with Anish that I don't get, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, is that or don't get, or maybe slightly disappoints me, is that I don't know why Anish, he does all this stuff, and I'm a big fan of all his tweets and all the trolling and everything else, but he doesn't like monetize it. And that's what I don't get about it, is like it's great. I like the strategy, but I don't know why he's not trying to monetize it. That's the one thing that I don't get about it with Anish. Like, I mean, I've got no issue with it. I understand what he's doing, but I don't know why he's doing it if he's not trying to monetize it. That's actually what I don't get. That's the only thing that kind of frustrates me. How do you monetize it? Is you take that flow of all the trolling and all the likes and everything, and you basically drive people to somewhere like a YouTube channel or like your Chessable course or something. Like you're driving people towards something, and he doesn't do that. And that's what I don't get about it. He gets paid on X. Yeah, you guys. I told you guys, if we're gonna go through that, I had a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month and a half ago, I had a tweet about Vishy that got like 1.6 million impressions. And let's just say I made something like $10, $5, $3, whatever it was. Let's just say it was not a lot of money off of having a tweet that week that had like 1.6 million impressions. Let's just leave it at that, you guys. Let's leave it at that. The only person monetizing on X is Tiffany Fong. Anyway, let's see what we get from Gukesh here. And let's see what happens. Bishop F5 is a computer move. Rookie 8's another move. The good thing here is that there are chances to go wrong though, because you want to go D4 here next move. You want to go D4, you want to play in center, like say you go A6, we get this position right away after takes. You've got the two Bs, the wooden shields in the middle of the board. I can't draw my arrows well this morning, but you get some wooden, actually bishop's not really a wooden shield here, but you target diagonal, you have a wooden shield in the middle of the board, you have a rook on the open lane, and this could be very good for white potentially. So you do have a straightforward plan with D4, so Gukesh is going to think. I actually like this position. I like this position because it's simpler, but it is going to be opened up in the center of the board for Ding, so I actually like it. Yeah. With respect to the other team, you or Geary, I understand why FIDE is asked for 100K. It's nothing to do with them not having money. It's a polite way of saying no. Oh, you're actually wrong. You're actually wrong. And I know this directly. You're actually wrong. I know this directly. It's not about FIDE politely saying no. That's not the reason at all. The reason is that they're assigning a value off it based off the amount of money in the past that chess.com/chess24 have paid and or Norway Chess have paid. And so it's like you're trying to compare an apple and a cheeseburger, and you can't compare an apple and a cheeseburger. So you're wrong. And I mean, this I know directly. Actually, I know this directly. It's because they've been able to get big amounts of money from the various entities I've mentioned in the past. So that's why that's what it is. It's not about politely saying no. It's because they're assigning a value based on what they've gotten from certain entities that is simply not applicable in the case of in the case of say like Anish or myself or others. Like I could spend 100 grand on the cams and I would not make that up on monetization. So all right, ding down 20 minutes, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So yeah, I mean, it's you're not crazy for thinking that. Like the more I think about it, it's not crazy to think that. That's like not the most insane reasoning, but it's not correct. So all right, let's see what Gukesh does here. It's a promising position. I like the position that it's simple to play here and Gukesh has to think. The fact that Gukesh is out of prep here is mildly surprising to me. Well, I stream always at this hour only for the world championship. Only for the world championship, you guys. So see what we got. Bishop f5, then queen b3. Is it fine? I mean, bishop e6, bishop f5 or rook e8 are the three moves here. If you don't play one of those three moves, you're in a lot of trouble. So legendary commentary last 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, I know some people don't like my commentary. I know some people get mad about it. They think I'm being too critical, but I will say one thing specifically for all the people who want to be haters and mad at me. The one thing that like I don't care what people want to think is that time usage is the one thing that you control in the game of chess. Like if you think about chess, when you're playing with, there are two things. There's increment and no increment. They're very, very different. Ding's time in this match with a 30-second increment from move 1, his time usage would be completely fine. I would actually probably be singing his praises if they were playing with increment. Without increment, it's a very different situation. So you have to understand the differences between the two. But you'll notice I don't care whether it's Ding Liren or it's who is that kid? There was that kid, that Russian kid, Polyanikov, who played against Levy in New York. Time usage is the one thing in chess that you actually completely control, where if you move too slowly, you will make mistakes because you get too long time. It's the only thing in the game that you directly have control over. I could play Gukesh tomorrow. I could play Magnus tomorrow. I have no control whether they play like a 1400 or they play like a god. I cannot control that. There's psychology and other stuff, but I can't control them because I'm not a Jedi master. I don't control the force, so I can't force them to make bad moves. But when it comes to time, it is the one thing in the game of chess that you have direct control over, is your own time usage. And if you avoid getting super low on time, you avoid the risk of making blunders like Ding made yesterday. And so it's the only thing in chess that you control. So I'm never gonna like not be critical. Like even when Levy plays Polyanikov kid, there was that Hikaru Khan, and the kid spent 30 minutes on H3, and I was getting really angry about that too, because it's the only thing in the game that you directly control. The only thing. Everything else is up in the air. You know, your opponent plays well, whatever. You miscalculate a line, that happens. Everyone does it. You forget your prep, that happens. Everyone does it. But time usage is the one thing that you completely control. You control your own pieces too, yeah, but you don't control your opponent's reply to your pieces. That's the problem. Like I can play great moves, but if Magnus doesn't blunder, like it doesn't mean I'm gonna win a game. So many think you're being sponsored by Polymarket in secret. No, you guys, I'm not. Thank you. I think we did 2 years ago there during one of the events. I think there was a sponsorship collaboration with Polymarket 2 years ago. There was actually. So yeah, there was. Not now, but there was. Why do I keep saying stocks will drop the inauguration? Because I think everyone's riding the Trump wave of optimism and just like Republican controlled houses. I mean, House the Republicans also control, I believe, but like controlled House or Senate, like everyone's riding the wave of what can come versus like actual legislation and what's going to happen. Like, I mean, the market's probably going to tank 20% the moment that we annex Canada and it becomes part of the United States of America in a couple of months. So like, again, once we annex Canada, probably people aren't going to like that so much, and there's potential for some downside there. So anyway, let's see what we get here. H6. Wow. So this is a move that Gukesh plays to create the look for the king, but it also stops knight g5, like, or bishop g5. So for example, no bishop g5 to pin and attack the pawn because you hang the bishop. So it stops bishop g5 also if you get bishop e6. There's no knight g5, so it's dual purpose. It stops both bishop g5 with a pin, it stops knight g5 with bishop e6, and it creates the Lufthansa for the king on h7. So I don't really dislike the move. Computer wants a3 here. I think a3 is not crazy, but what is it? What's the difference? Bishop f5. Ah, queen b3, because now there's no knight b4 maybe with rook d. Okay, so what's the difference? Let's say I play, I don't know, h3. Is it still good? No. What's the difference? Oh, what? Wait, okay, let's go back. Let's see. So what is, I'm trying to understand, what is the difference here? Takes rook d1. No, this is good. Okay, so bishop f5 is just bad here. So bishop e6 maybe is the point here, because now there's no knight g5. You go a3, bishop e6. Ah, b4, b5, and you start attacking. Okay, this actually makes a lot of sense. If we get a3, I think Ding is looking pretty good here, actually. He's looking good here if we get a3. A3, b4, b5. See, another situation where once you see it, it becomes obvious, but without seeing it, it's not obvious whatsoever. Eric Hansen's playing in the US Championship. Yeah, probably. Although Eric Hansen could play in the US Championship. Although although under the new rules, he couldn't play, I don't believe. Right? I mean, Eric was born in the United States of America, I believe. Wasn't he? He was born in the United States, but under Trump, no more birthright. No more birthright, right? Although I don't know. Maybe his parents are American. I actually have no idea. But anyway, whatever. So if we get a3, b4, this could be looking very good for Ding. But I really want to see if we get it. Anish wasn't taking shots. He's trolling. People take Anish way too seriously. People on the internet these days have no sense of humor, I've noticed as well. Everyone just gets outraged by every last little thing now. I like a3 here. I actually like a3 with the idea of b4, because also it keeps the pressure on where you don't have an obvious move. After d4, Gukesh gets 1, 2, 3 quick moves followed by bishop e6. So I like a3 because then you keep the situation where black has multiple choices, so it's easy to make a mistake here, and you spend a lot of time. Green skies. Oh no, it's green something blue skies. That I die. So let's see if we get a3 here. A3, d4. h3 is not crazy either here because it stops knight g4 and it creates the lift. So I could see any of these moves. h3, a3, or d4. One of these three moves will be played. Let's see which one Ding goes for. I don't like Ding's time usage again, by the way. I don't like it. His time usage is not great, but that being said, he should be able to always have a bailout with d4 if he needs it. Okay, I think we'll get one of those three moves. I just don't know which one. I think h3 could happen because a3 does allow knight g4 here. Apparently this is good for white. What is this? Okay, this doesn't look very human, so I don't think we'll see it. But is bishop c1 a move is the question. Like here, probably good for white actually. I think we will get a3 here. Invite someone to stream. I thought about it, but it's so early, and frankly, everybody's doing commentary somewhere, so yeah. I think we'll get h3. If I had to predict a move here, I would predict h3. Bring a Tucson on the stream. Yeah, if I wake up my wife at this hour of the morning, I'm pretty sure thank you photo chest for the 10 gifted subs. If I do that at this hour, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be alive tomorrow, you guys, but thank you. Yeah, I go upstairs, I wake her up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be around tomorrow. So yeah. So let's see what Ding does here. We're waiting for the move. A3, H3, or D4. All three moves are playable. I think we'll get A3 or H3. I don't think we'll get D4 because it's simplifying the game too early. And Gukesh has easy moves. Bishop G4, or bishop to E6. Both moves, solid structure. Very hard to claim an advantage here. So I expect A3 or H3 just from the general standpoint that it keeps pieces on the boards, it keeps the tension going, and that's what you want in a situation where you must win. Queen B3 is solid on torch. Maybe Queen B3, maybe a move too. So Ding pretty much has to try. I mean, it's not that he has to win, but he has to try hard to win. He's got to try hard to win here. I don't have a question to ask today. I mean, there isn't really a good question, because the questions that really interest me are the questions that the players should answer after the match ends. I don't have a question. I don't have a good question, because the questions that I want to ask are questions that pertain to after the match is over, that they'll give an answer to. All right, so I have not taken a break yet today, so I think I'm finally going to take a break for the first time. So I think I'm going to take a break. I'll go use the restroom quickly, and we'll be right back and keep going. So give me a second. Ding is thinking too long again. He's thinking for a long time, but I don't really mind it. I don't really mind it that much in a must-win game. I mean, the big difference is in a must-win game, it makes thinking too long is to try and create an imbalance. Actually, it makes more sense, because at this point it doesn't matter. Like a draw is effectively the same thing as a loss in some ways. So I don't really dislike it. I just heated up some spaghetti from last night, for anybody who's wondering. I can't really show it. It's spaghetti with shrimps. So that's what I would say, is that looking at this, the situation is different because it's not a tied match. It's a situation where Ding must win, so you have to create imbalance here. You have to create imbalance, but we don't have a move, right? Let me refresh. We don't have any moves here. So it's like it's much harder to be critical here, because you have to create imbalances. You have to try to win. So you need to be like super precise, or you really need to use that time to try and create that imbalance in the first place, in a different kind of way. But I think in general he's thinking. I mean, I think it's surprising that he never adjusted, because I mean, I could tell you from personal experience, like the more time you use, if you get into time pressure every game, Sooner or later it's going to catch up with you. You're really tempting the fate. Like, you're not always going to be able to play great moves when you have low time. And so that's maybe what surprised me the most, is the fact that Ding seemingly is not learning from that as the match goes on. He's continuing to get super low. That's what surprised me. But today I don't really mind it that much. I don't mind it. But all right, let's see what we get here. You cook spaghetti, you get down in the kitchen. I didn't cook this. I mean, I could have made something similar, but I didn't cook this. But it's just leftover spaghetti. Gary said these are not world championship level matches. I mean, I think all I would say to that is the players qualified. Like I said, it's very straightforward to me. It's very simple. Either you blame Magnus or you blame FIDE. That's how it goes. It's really straightforward. You either blame Magnus or you blame FIDE for the situation we're in, and that's it. Straight up. Like, I just, yes, are these the best players in the world? No. Does anybody actually care? No. So, you know, it's a match. It is what it is. So yeah. You worth 50 million eats leftover spaghetti. What? You guys might not know this, but first of all, I'm not worth 50 million. Secondly, like going and wasting your money on, like, you know, overpriced food, eating out all the time and so forth is one of the quickest ways of wasting money. Of course, it's very simple. You just go buy your shrimps at Costco, you buy your noodles, and yeah, you save money versus going to some pasta restaurant and getting a product that's not as good. So anyway, so we get A3 played by Ding. Good move here. Good move. I think I mean the problem I have with this though is, again, the time usage. On the flip side, this position, again, like I've said many times, chess is always different. Ding always has a bailout here. There's always a bailout if he needs it, where he can always play d4 and just simplify the position right away. And now it's very easy to play like every move. Every move is easy because it's an open position. Would it be fair to call you cheap? I mean, it just depends what your values are. The modern world, if you live on Instagram and Twitter, you probably see people showing off their Lambos and everybody acting like they have millions and millions of dollars. Then sure, you probably would think I'm cheap. But I grew up in a different world. I mean, I'm very glad that at least my early formative years, you know, there was a period when I was old enough to remember things and actually sort of understand things, and it was before social media just destroyed everyone's brains. So yeah, like, yeah, if you go on the internet, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, everybody's got a Lambo, all this, that, or the other thing. But yeah, the reality is that it's like they rent it, they don't own it. Like there's all this nonsense you see. Today is my birthday. It is indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here again, a lot of options. You have bishop e6, you have bishop f5, you have a5, you have rook e8. Yeah, a5 played quickly. Now that makes me wonder, did Gukesh somehow transpose back into his prep? I wonder if Gukesh, a3 was the main move here. Oh, Gukesh transposed back into his preparation because a3 a5 is the main line. So Gukesh transposed back into his prep, I think. So I assume we'll get d4 takes, bishop d4, c6, something like this. There might be knight a4 here to use the knight. But yes, I think Gukesh is back in prep here if I had to guess. I think from via different order, he probably looked at a3, a5, rook e1, h6. So I think Gukesh is back in prep now. Yeah, via a different move order. But I could be wrong. I could have just played it because it's a good move too. His bailout is to go d4, and basically you can never lose here because you have 20 easy moves. You got like knight a4, knight b6, rook c1. Very symmetrical pawn structure again, so you can never lose. So that's why I'm not worried about the time that much. But let's see what we get. Why is Ding always staring at Gukesh while calculating? That is one thing I have noticed. That's very weird about Ding. Is old Ding never was staring at his opponent at all, and he always is staring at his opponents. Like when I played him in Norway, he was always staring at me. He's been staring at Gukesh almost every game. I assume it's just related to whatever issues he has. So that's just my guess. I could be wrong, but that's just my guess. I expect d4 to be played here though. Leftover spaghetti, no cake. I thought about having cake for breakfast, but it's a little bit too degenerate. A little bit too degenerate. You think he's not confident in his evaluation, tries to see reaction? I mean, I have no idea. No idea. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I bet Ding thinks he's worse. No, Ding surely can't think he's worse here. d4 is fairly drawish. Fairly drawish. But it is the best move. Yeah, I mean, yesterday I was deeply concerned hearing what Ding said, where he said he thought he was okay when he was much better. To me, that was really concerning. But it could also be an English issue. It could be a language thing. Yeah, like I don't know if it was a language thing. Could have been a language thing, but he wasn't saying he was better, which I don't know. I found that odd. Will the kitty pump Jemmy on earnings this week? I assume if the earnings are good, they're probably going to just do another they're going to dilute again, I assume. But who knows? I expect d4 to be played though. I don't really see other ideas that make sense. if Gukesh wins, do you think he's to defend his title against Fabian, Arjun, Yu? Who knows? He could improve. I think if he plays the way he's playing right now, it's pretty unlikely that he will defend. But he's also only 18 years old, so he could definitely improve from where he's at. I mean, I know people will be, I don't know, maybe people won't be annoyed, but I mean, I do think currently when I look at the players, I mean, I do think Arjun is a better player than Gukesh. He's much more of a much more aggressive style. So I mean, I would say right now I do think Arjun's a little bit better, but Gukesh is also 18 years old, so who knows? I mean, who knows how good he could become. It's very, very hard to judge. But I think the way he's played in this match, again, I don't think it would be good enough. I don't think it'd be good enough to win against like an Arjun or a Fabiano. Arjun is only like 21, maybe. Is he 22? I don't know. But the time usage also, like, it's not the end of the world yet, but we're only on move 12. Yeah, Prague beating Arjun in the World Cup changed the candidates, absolutely. Yeah, Arjun won that first game, and then he lost with White in the second classical game, right? He lost the second classical game with White, I believe. So that was huge. We get H3 played relatively quickly. Now I'll say what I would say about H3 here is H3 is a good move because what H3 does is it keeps the options alive. One thing you want to do in must-win situations is keep the game where there are always multiple options and it's never straightforward. So H3 keeps it very flexible here. Multiple moves: Bishop E6, Bishop F5, Rook E8. Still many moves. Arjun is ultra aggressive, which I love. I love how aggressive Arjun is. He's very, very aggressive. So Bishop F5, Bishop E6, or Rook E8 are the three moves here for Gukesh, and let's see how much time he uses. Arjun is younger, yeah. Nihal is coming back 2700. Nihal also very, very strong. Nihal incredibly strong. But I mean, the Indians, who knows where they're going? They're all really good. It's over for Vidit. I don't know. I mean, I think for Vidit, he probably has one chance. I think Vidit probably has one chance, if I had to guess. I think he has a chance. I think he has a chance this candidates to try and qualify, but I think already that's it for him. There are too many Indians who are better, who are like going to be higher rated, who are still improving, versus Vidit, who like I don't think he's going to be improving that much. He could still improve, but I don't think he's going to improve by a lot. So yeah, I think Vidit has one chance. This next candidates, I think, is his last chance. By I mean, you think 3-4 years down the road, I mean, good God, you're gonna have Prague, you're gonna have Nihal, you're gonna have Arjun, Gukesh, like maybe Aravind as well. Like, very scary. Very scary. Yeah, very, very scary. Like, very scary. India will be the new USSR. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that. So, thoughts on Samir who? Broadcom earnings. I have a big call spread for June of 2025 in Broadcom because Nancy bought a bunch of in the money calls last year, so I thought, why not buy it? If anything, you want to trade like Nancy. So I have a bunch of calls. I might buy. I don't know when they report. I mean, I might buy it. Do they report post today or not? I mean, let me see. Let me go check the earnings calendar. I don't know when they report. Nancy Pelosi. I mean, I have calls in not Broadcom, in Oracle, which I don't know. I mean, we'll see if it works out or not. I might pare back the position before earnings based on the run up, because like they are, I don't know, they feel really high in a way. But let's wait, that's not where I meant to go. Broadcom reports on Thursday. Yeah, I probably won't play them because I don't want to buy calls one day before earnings. So yeah. One second. So I got an email about today. So the recap. All right, waiting for a move here. Sorry about that, you guys. Just getting set up for the recap later. What was I gonna say? Do I celebrate my birthday? Yeah, I had a nice little cake. Yeah, what was I gonna say? I had a nice little cake. I went to Costco last night, got a little bit of a cake. Or not Costco, sorry, Publix. Got a little bit of a cake, and yeah, it's all good. So I mean, I don't really celebrate that much anymore. I'm not. Bishop e6 is what I expected, by the way. It's a very logical move. Tries to put pressure on both pawns. Also use a pawn on h6 to stop knight g5. So bishop very, very well placed on e6. Very, very logical move. So I expect queen e2 or queen d2 here. Queen e2 is a computer move, which looks kind of dank to me. I don't get, why is it better? Is it because of knight d4? It's because of knight d4. So yeah, if you go here and you get the same position after rook d8, rook d1, there's no knight d4 because of knight e5. Pretty dank, pretty out there. Not what I expect. Queen e2 feels weird just because you put the queen on the same file, but it is the best move apparently. I don't really celebrate birthdays that much anymore because what is there to celebrate? It's like after a certain age, you feel like you're just getting old. King h2, not a crazy move either. Not a crazy move. Not a crazy move. We get it played quickly. Okay. Good decision by Ding. Good decision to play this move quickly. Good decision. I like it. Please start making investment streams. There's no reason to do it because frankly, most people don't have the time to watch. And secondly, I think everybody gets brainwashed by the media because you see nothing but nonsensical stories saying like you so-and-so got rich off this stock or so-and-so got rich and retired at 35. And like, that's not reality. That's just not reality. So, I mean, like the simple thing is you buy some index funds, you chill, you dollar cost average every month, and you'll have a pretty good retirement egg or nest egg in like 25-30 years. That's simple. All right, let's see what Gukesh plays here. Okay, queen d7 looks like the obvious move to me. Rook e8 apparently a computer move. A4 never going to be played. Very weird move here. You just put the pawn on a weak square. I mean, I guess this is good, but a4 just looks like you're creating a weakness here. Like, I don't even get the point. You just have this permanent weakness. a4 will never be played. So I think what we'll get here is queen e7 or rook e8. Rook e8 to me feels a little bit more human, kind of. Queen e7 though is also not crazy. Do I think America has a bright chess future after you and Fabi retire? No, I don't actually. I think basically someone said this to me years ago, and I generally agree with it. In the US, as far as chess goes, it's like basically the US goes it's like a generation or more between having great players usually as far as chess goes. It's like you had Bobby Fischer in the 70s, you had like Yasser, who was good. I think it was around top 10ish maybe in the late 80s, maybe into the 90s. But he never really broke through, and then it's like then you have Fabi and myself, and that's already more than a generation. So chess generally is like that in the US. It's like one or two generations. Zuckerberg is crying that his cake had a worm in it. Wait, what? That's a troll, right? I have to look for, I have to look. I mean, Hans is just not at that level. I'm just being honest. He's not at that level, and I don't think he ever will be. He's not at that level. You guys don't. I mean, you guys say these things, and you think I'm telling you, like how old is he now? He's like 21 or 22, right? I mean, he's a good player, but like, let's be real. Gukesh is 17 to 18 years old, and he is miles better than Hans. And he's not the only Indian. There are also like other Indians who are much better than Hans. Like, I mean, it's nice and fine to say that, but it's like there are levels to all this. Mishra has disappointed me. I think too much focus on these you know, insignificant like rating records or whatever. So yeah, and insignificant rating records. So I mean, I feel like Mishra has potential, but he or his dad or whatever, like the whole team, they've got to stop thinking about these stupid records. Stop thinking about that nonsense. Just think about improving and trying to get better. Yeah, Nihal is of course the beast. Nihal is one of the Indian players who could improve. I mean, he's around 2,700. He's stagnated lately, or he's stagnated for the last like year and a half, 2 years, and so I think that at the end of the day, Nihal, I really hope that Nihal can get over the hump. I hope Nihal can get over the hump, because he's someone that I've always had high hopes for in terms of the Indian players. So I would love to see him break through. I should go into politics. You're highly intelligent, have a lot of common sense. You guys might not know it's been politics these days. You can't be a centrist and be successful. You have to be outraged on one side or the other. So no, I would never go into politics. Being sensible is not really a thing in politics anymore. You have to be far to the right or far to the left. You can't actually be sensible, because that's not okay. Sorry, but that's the truth. So okay, Queen E7 or Rook E8, one of the two moves. Alireza is the king of choking. I mean, Alireza just hasn't played well in the candidates, but every other turn he's played well. Very hard to judge. Very hard to judge. I mean, I was gonna go into politics, yes. Like when I went to college, I was studying poli-sci. I was studying political science. Like I was gonna go into politics, whether into actual politics or being like some kind of sleazy lobbyist. Like I was gonna go into politics. So yes, like it was my intention back at the time. So yes, I mean, it's something that I'm versed in, obviously, but I mean, why would I want to do that now? How is chess arbiter as a career? Not great, but you get to travel quite a bit. So I should stream with Destiny, please. No shot. No shot. You've always tried as a linguist in a different world. I mean, yeah, but I don't have the time to study languages anymore. I really don't get it why Ding makes it hard for himself and things so long. I mean, more time, he would have been fine. Yeah, I mean, I think that Ding, the thing that I'm surprised about with Ding is the time usage. I mean, in the first couple of games, I understood it because at the top level in chess, you always play with increment. So playing without increment is definitely, it's something you have to get used to after only playing turns with increment. But the fact that it's continued game after game as the event gets deeper is definitely shocking. Do I think Trump knows me? I don't know. I mean, I would hope not, but maybe. I think his son, I don't know where his son went to school, but his son definitely played chess at some point. So there's like an outside chance. But I could be wrong. Hard to know. Baron. I don't know where he went to school in New York, but I'm pretty sure he played chess, or he did something. I don't mean college. I mean like middle school or high school. Yeah. Levy said billionaires reach out to Makosha kids, so maybe Trump was one of them. I mean, I mean, I had the option. I could have taught what is the stock worth these days? It's gone down a lot since that Hindenburg report. But yeah, I mean, I've had those same things before the pandemic. Even I had people reach out about this, like billionaires. But let me see but I never really had much of an interest in that. I mean, just didn't really. Wait, he's down to 4.8 billion. Is IEP down that much? Wait, really? That's crazy. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I had these same things even before the pandemic, where back when I was in New York, I had the same kind of stuff, but it never really interested me that much. Let's see what Gukesh does here. Isn't chess politics enough for you? I mean, what does chess politics mean? So, all right, let's see what Gukesh plays here. Queen d7 or rook e8 or two moves. I mean, objectively, I like this position. I like the position for Ding. This is the exact kind of position you want. Doesn't mean he'll win, but this is what you want. Why not stream on YouTube? Because the monetization is worse and you can't have music unless you really go and play around with settings. It's like very hard to get the music, have music here and music not have music there. I do have a 4090 on this computer, so maybe fine. Internet connection probably fine, but there are downsides. So eventually I'll try to do it where we're on both at the same time. Kramnik drama. I mean, all the nonsense over the last 2 years is probably more so than any other reason why, like, I'll get out of chess after 2 cycles, more than any other reason. So let's see what we get here. Let's see what Gukesh plays. Queen d7 or rook e8. I've got a 49 for chess exactly. Yeah. Yep. Can't we all just agree to ignore Kramnik? I mean, it's just the whole thing, though. It's the whole thing. All of it's just like, all of it is blah. So yeah. Okay, so Gukesh thinking here. There's no obvious straightforward calculation. I think we'll get queen d7 here if I had to predict, just because you want to bring the rook to center, line up the double stack. You have a wooden shield with this bishop. Queen d7 feels like the most natural move to me, but rook e8 could be good. I mean, rook e8's a hard move to play though, because it doesn't have a direct idea. I mean, you have 2 bishops stacked, so it's not like the rook guards the pawn, because you have 2 bishops in the way. So I think queen d7 is what I would play, and I probably would play it pretty quickly. I think queen d7 makes the most sense here. Do you take notes for your recap, or do you just remember everything? I literally just do it on the fly. Yeah, I literally do it on the fly. Yeah, queen d7 is the obvious move. It's the move I mean, if this were just a casual blitz game, I'd play queen d7 in 5 seconds. Hans and Kramnik brought in many viewers who love drama, chess and drama. I mean, that was a very short-lived thing, though. I mean, the problem with that is when you try to create stuff around drama and then you can't back it up with actual results, it just dies right away. So, like, I don't really agree with that. I think there were a lot of people who temporarily got interested in chess and they were out the door as soon as Hans lost to Magnus. I mean, that's just the truth. But they stuck around for a long time, I think, because, like, since Magnus wasn't playing Hans, like, it let the story continue to, like, build in a way to where people actually thought that maybe Magnus was ducking Hans, and, like, Hans was actually that good when he obviously wasn't. So I mean, from that standpoint, it was good, but I would say objectively, yeah. I mean, the problem is when I mean, it's the same thing. It's like you know, back in the old days, a lot of people probably don't remember this, but it's like you know, in 2013, you know, I put out this hilarious tweet, and it's pretty hilarious looking back now. I mean, I said in the live detector that I regretted it, or I think I did in that or somewhere. But But it's like I put out that tweet where it's like, you know, I was saying that, you know, Magnus is Sauron and like I'm the only person who can beat him or something like that, and like it's all nice and fine to say that, but the problem is when you say stuff like that, if you can't actually back it up, and in chess it's very clear cut, like there's no ambiguity. You either back it up or you don't back it up. So it's like if you say these things, like you do all this trash talk but you can't back it up, then you look like a complete moron. That's the problem. So it's very I did well. I mean, I have beaten Magnus in some online tournaments and like in a classical game once, but let's just say that I put that tweet out in 2013. I didn't have good results against Magnus for a long time. So that's the one thing that I would say. And my results even now aren't that great anyway, but what I would say is like that's the thing. So like when you talk all this, you do all this trash talk and then you can't back it up, all that ends up happening is you look like a complete idiot. So all right, so let's see what Gukesh plays here. He's using a lot of time. No, I mean Hans does, because he built this false narrative that he's competitive, everybody's ducking him, like everybody's afraid of him, and then he goes and he plays this, and obviously, you know, it shows quite clearly that he's just he's full of Bologna. Let's put it that way. He's full of Bologna. So let's see what Gukesh does. I expect Queen D7, Queen C8 maybe is a move as well, perhaps. Queen C8 to go Rook D8 maybe makes some sense, something like this perhaps, but problem with Queen C8 is your Rook on A8 it's not really in the game here. This Rook on A8 kind of iffy. Like in a perfect world, what you want is you want this, like Rook D8, and then you want Rook E8. You want these rooks on these two files here in case something opens up. So we'll see. Yeah. My favorite dessert, I have some cake in the fridge. I'm not going to eat it right now, but I have some cake. Yeah. So okay, let's see what is played though. Long think here by Gukesh. Bro is feigning for the cake. Not really. Favorite food, I would say sushi has to be my favorite. Sushi or sushi, like Japanese, Italian probably are my two favorites. Long think, wrong think, yeah. US valuations seem very expensive. Do you consider investing in EU or UK? I mean, it's all about America, boys. America. Rook B8 apparently a mistake here. So Knight B5. Rook B8 is a mysterious move here from Gukesh. Very mysterious. What does this actually do? Like if white plays normal chess, Queen D2, what are you doing here? He wants Knight D4 maybe? Was this actually good? This looks kind of dangerous for black to me with B4 coming at some point. These knights. I think he played Rook B8 because he basically wants to go Knight D4. He wants to go Knight D4 so that later on when you get some position like this, the rook is guarding the pawn. That's why he did it. But I don't like Rook B8. Rook B8 looks like a random move where you have to feel that it's not a good move. Intuitively, it feels like a move that just doesn't do anything. There's probably a way to punish it, but how do you punish it? Yeah, he's doing it because he wants to guard the pawn. He wants to go Knight D4 and the rook guards the pawn at the end. Ding needs to move faster because he's still down 25 minutes on the clock. He needs to move. He's down 25 minutes. You got to go fast. Yeah, I mean, Queen D7 was the move that I would have played. I would just play Queen D7 and like Rook D8. But again, it's easy sitting at home to know what the best moves are. But I think Ding is going to move. If Ding moves fast here and he can start to get the claw back the time, I think that there are chances. By the way, someone's mentioning you're surprised by Ding's blunder yesterday. How do you not see that? He basically cracked. Now, to be fair, it's a world championship match. There's a lot of pressure on the players, but he cracked. He basically, what happened is he hit that moment where like he didn't have a lot of time to think. He panicked and he just completely cracked and fell apart. But but his time usage led to the blunder yesterday. If he had more time, yesterday's blunder never happened. So that's also kind of the point that I was making in terms of these games, is like when I talk about the time usage, like it's legitimately a real thing. When you misuse your time in these games, like it does come back to hurt you later. If you move quicker and you have that time, you can use it later. And I think that for Ding, his inability throughout this match to understand that, or like basically just stop himself and be unable to move quickly, has really hurt him. It's hurt him tremendously throughout this match. What about rook d2 e2? Ah, you want to go here? I mean, what about something like this? I was just thinking, can you place like a Ben Oni and sack the rook and go queen e2 and rook e1? This could be interesting too. Yeah. Would I rather have white or black? Okay, we got queen c2. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering about this idea here. I'm wondering about this sack. Is the sack good? What's going on? Rook e1, rook e8. Wow. Well, like, is this actually? No, this is actually very good for D's knights. Here come D's knights. I mean, Giri and Leko are looking at this line. Okay, yeah, I mean, because I'll give you guys an example. So again, if we get knight d4 here, very important point, that if we get this position, this is a classic Ben Oni structure. You get the Ben Oni, also known as the Son of Sorrow. So it's a very sorrowful structure. But there is a line in the actual Ben Oni where, let me flip the board to the black side for a second. You get this Ben Oni where you go c5, d5, e6, knight c3, takes 6, d6, e4, g6, or wait, sorry, it's with ed5, my mistake. You get something like this, something like, I think it's bishop d3, castles h3, takes, rook e8, bishop e3, and there's a line within this where you sack the rook and you go for queen e7 and like knight bd7, and you're down a rook, but you play against this weak pawn. Now, objectively, when we compare this position to the game, the knights are better placed in Ding's game, because here you have knights on d7 and f6, and in Ding's game he already has a knight on b4 potentially. So when we look at this position, just to go forward right here, let's flip the board. You'll see it's similar. You get the Ben Oni, weak pawn, but you have the knight on b5 here. So you have the fianchettoed bishop, the knight on b5. This could be very good for white. This could be very good for Ding. I kind of like this actually for Ding. And if Gukesh doesn't play the Obi-Wan Benoni with knight d4, what else does he do here? Like, he can still go rook e8, but rook e8, rook d1, d4 coming. I mean, I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this for Gukesh. Maurice, what a clown on Chess Base India. I don't know what he's saying. Why do I care? Oh, what was there something? There's something that he's saying, or like, well, why are you guys insulting him? Yeah, why are you guys insulting him? Did he say something weird? I don't understand. India says knight h7. I don't expect knight h7 and f5 here. I'd be very surprised. I mean, what's the point? Rook d1, knight d4. Okay, I mean, yeah, if you're going to do it, you're going to go knight d4 right away. You're not going to play knight h7 first. Yeah, you're not going to do it. My view on chess in 10 years is that in 10 years, India is going to dominate. I don't know who it's going to be. It could be one of the kids that's not even up there yet, but I think there's a very good chance it'll be like the old days of the USSR, where you have Indians playing for the world championship against each other. I think there's a very, very good chance you have that. That's my prediction. I mean, Ding's gotten, I mean, everything you could ask for in this game. He's gotten all the pieces are on the board, all the minor pieces, the queens, the rooks, all the pieces are on the board. He's gotten everything you could ask for. If my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bike. Exactly, yeah. Ollie Reza and Noterbeck for sure. I mean, Hans, you're buying too much into the hype of the trash talk. I mean, you're just buying into too much of the trash talk. He's not there. He might get there, but he's not there right now. He's not there, not even close, but he might get there. You never know. You never know. What do I say to chatters who's constantly spam questions? Is it good? I mean, I find it frustrating most of the time. Like, I mean, it's just people really, it's hard to say this, but a lot of people don't understand the difference in the level. The level is a huge thing. The Turkish kids also are very good. Edis Gurel and Yagiz Connor Dogmas, very, very good, very, very good players. What was my reaction to Jan versus Fabi and the candidates? Wasn't that crazy to me. I mean, wasn't that crazy. No, I mean, if Ding wins this game, I'm gonna, like, that'll be hilarious if he wins this game, because he also was in a must-win against Nepo, right? At the end of that match, he was down 1 with like 2 games left or something, and then he won. I mean, I guess we'll take a quick look, because I'll need that info for the recap. That'll be good for the intro as well. Nepo, or was it 2023? Was it really only last year they played? Let me take a look at the results. Care about the candidates, don't care about anything. Let me take a look at the results. Okay, so it was 14 as well, but yeah, he was down by 1 point going to game 12, and he won in game 12. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, let's see what we got. I expect knight d4. I'd be surprised if we don't get any other moves. Any other moves don't really make sense. I see the Dolphins game. I don't watch sports that much, you guys. I saw Anisha's tweet about the video broadcast. He asked for $100, not $100K. $100, yes. Asking for $100, yes. $100, of course. That's what they're asking for. Thank you for that. Maurice is insulting how the players are playing when they're 10x better than him. I don't know. I don't care. Okay. Knight d4. I mean, Gukesh has his eyes closed right now. Knight d4 is the move that I expect. Any other move to me, just if he plays any other move, like knight h7, even this looks kind of scary. Like knight g5. I guess you have knight d4 and you're okay, but I mean, knight h7 is just not a move you play here. Not under the circumstances either, where you're trying. I mean, I really don't like what Gukesh has done. I mean, considering he only needs a draw here, he's gotten into the situation where it's a very double-edged game. It's very tricky. This is really all you can ask for with white. I think Ding has chances. If Ding continues to play quickly and puts the pressure on Gukesh, he might win this game. But I don't want to like jinx it or anything. So let's just see what the moves are. Juan Soto to the Dodgers. Wait, what? I thought he went to the Mets. I thought he went to the Mets. He signed with the Mets, not the Dodgers. $765 million for 15 years. Jeez. $765 million for hitting a baseball. Crazy. Just crazy. That's crazy. $765 million. That's nuts. Would I swap my chess skills for baseball skills? Of course I would. Are you crazy? If I could get $765 million to swing and not even be successful, get it hit one out of every 4 times, like literally be a failure in life by missing the ball 3 times or making an out, of course I would do it. Of course I would do it. Are you serious? I mean, they're failures. They literally fail more often than they succeed. If you're a good baseball player, you get a base hit 3 times out, you get a hit 3 times out of 10. They're failures. They fail. They're complete failures, and they get rewarded for failing the majority of the time. It's amazing. Amazing stuff. All right, let's see what Gukesh plays here. I'm pretty sure if I I'm pretty sure that if I won 3 games out of, let's just say I play chess and I win 3 games and I lose 7 games, I'm pretty sure you guys aren't gonna be like idolizing me and saying I'm like this great genius. Yeah, I played 10 games of chess, I win 3 and lose 7. Yeah, I'm amazing. Just show me the money. Come on, let's be serious. Yeah, imagine failing in chess. I don't think it's gonna be quite the same. Okay. All right, Gukesh using a lot of time here. I love what we've gotten so far. Big shout out to 7,000 you guys who are watching. That's your ratio in chess: 3 wins, 7 losses. Now give me 765 million. I agree. Yeah. So I really don't like rook b8. I'm gonna be honest. Rook b8 to me, it feels like a move that you play because you're on edge. It's a move that you feel like you're on edge. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Does anyone have the right to change the rules of chess? You can obviously change that. But that doesn't, but I don't know what you mean by change the rules. Like, that's just creating a new variant. So, all right. Big moment here after Queen 2. Let's see what we got. So, anyway. I think rook b8 was a nervy move that was played by Gukesh, or maybe he just couldn't find anything better. I mean, just feels a little bit odd. I think knight d4 will be played here. I mean, when you play rook b8, one thing that happens a lot in chess is you play for concepts. So it's like when you play a move like rook b8, the whole point is the rook guards the pawn to play knight d4. So like trying to suddenly change for like a knight h7 or a rook e8 and just mix plans is very rare. Usually you're going to follow through with the plan after you've done it, but he might not play it just because he might actually think that this rook sack could be very, very bad for him too. So I mean, I don't think he'll play rook e8 here, but what else can he play? If he doesn't play knight d4, rook e8 is kind of the only move. Maybe queen d7 is a move too. Although queen d7, knight b5 with rook d1 and d4 starting to get in this danger. They're starting to get in a very serious danger zone here. Also, the reason that Ding didn't play knight b5 here was because of e4 potentially, but now once the queen's on c2 in this position, after queen c2, queen d7, knight b5, there's no e4 because you just take and the queen guards both the juicers. Classic 90-degree right triangle. So this is, I mean, if you don't go knight d4 here, I mean knight d7, but I think knight d7 d4 is great for it. We got to move. We get rook e8. Okay, so he plays the best move. Will we get knight b5 here? Is a big moment. If we get knight b5, I'm starting to get kind of worried for Gukesh, because after knight b5, what do? Bishop f5, rook d1, bishop f8. And this knight is very pesky. All of white's pieces here look very, very well placed. Knight pressures the pawns, queen pressures the pawns. D4 is coming as well. This looks very scary for black. It's probably still okay, but it looks scary to play. It looks scary. I want to see knight b5 played quickly here by Ding. If we're rooting for an exciting match in the finish, you want a decisive game here for Ding. I mean, a draw is fine too because it keeps attention, but if you want an exciting finish, you want Ding to win this game. After you retire, would you consider becoming a second for someone in the future? Unlikely. I mean, the way that I look at chess these days is like we get it quickly. Okay. Ding's time usage here has been much better, by the way, in this game. You know, it reminds me of something that I was told yesterday, by the way. Someone said this to me yesterday. Like, they said, you know, somebody with nothing to lose is the most dangerous person in the world. And for Ding, he has nothing to lose. Like, there's no pressure. He has nothing to lose in this situation. Like, what's going to happen? He loses the game, big deal. He's behind in the match. No one's really going to care. So like this reminds me of what I told. It's like someone who has nothing to lose is by far and away the most dangerous, and he has the match lose, but he's already down by 1 game, so it's not like a tied match. But if the match is tied and it's 12 draws, you have something to lose because you're tied in the match. You see, it's like psychologically it's a big thing. I mean, I'm probably rooting for Ding to win today just because the drama levels go through the roof, especially after yesterday when I felt like felt like the journalists, the Indian journalists, are way too over top. They literally acting as though the match was over and there was no shot for Ding to come back. That's actually what I would say is that's what I would say is that like I felt like the questions were like over the top. It was like literally like the match is over, congratulations, you're doing something no one's done, you're winning, it's all great, let's just go back to India and celebrate, you're the world champion. And I didn't really like the vibe. I didn't like the vibe with 3 games left. I mean, I think it's over, but then again, it's just when I think it's over, we get this opening. And I mean, I don't know. I think it really, the bottom line is, as someone who's played in some of these high pressure events, not the world championship, of course, but like in a couple of candidates, I think the nerves play a big role. I think the nerves and the pressure are playing a big role, especially as it relates to Gukesh at this point. But also when you talk about Ding having something to lose, to like lose the match or the title, he's down by a point. So at this point he's behind. So it's not a situation where he can just sit back and try to draw every game. He has to go for it. If he goes for it and loses, nobody's gonna be like, oh, you suck, you're terrible. And he'll be like, okay, well, you tried, you failed, but you tried. And so that's why for Ding here, I think it's much easier to play because there is no pressure now. It's not where he's like trying to hang on. You're hang on. Now it's like you're behind. You better win the game because otherwise you lose. So chess is all about psychology. No, I mean, I don't like this at all for Gukesh. I mean, he's gonna have to play bishop f5. I mean, what's going on here? Queen c3, bishop f8, d4, right? Not bishop d4, d4, and white's much better. This is actually very scary. And also for Ding, he doesn't have options. He literally has like 1 move on every move for the next 5 moves. He literally is gonna go rook d1, queen c3, and d4. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3, and it's on Gukesh to find something. This is very scary. I mean, this is very scary for black. It's not losing or anything, but this is very scary. Bishop f5 is a move, but the thing is, what does it do? The point is, as a human, you're not a computer, so like you're looking for logic to every move, and there's no there's like moving bishop e6, then bishop f5. You already played rook b8. Like it doesn't flow. You're generally looking for a plan as a human. So bishop f5 is a tough move to play. I do think he probably will find it, but I don't know. I don't know. Queen d7 is a move too, but isn't just queen c, yeah, queen c3 and white's just, you're gonna lead, it's gonna lead to the same line, transposition with bishop f8 and then d4, and you're in all kinds of trouble. No, this is legitimately scary here. This is legitimately scary. This might end like all the other times. It could end like the other times, but the reason I'm skeptical is because all the pieces are on the board like that. The difference is here, Ding cannot force a draw. Also, Ding doesn't want to draw here, you guys. That's what Hammer's missing. Ding doesn't want to draw. He can't afford a draw here, so he can't just go and like make a repetition. He needs to try. So Ding's been forced to have to play for a win, and so there's no way this is going to end quickly. My event is at 12 o'clock Eastern. I'll probably take a short nap after I do the recap with Maggie and Levy, but we'll see. We'll see. Anywho, what is the market doing? Where's Tesla at? 390. Oh, Tesla's peeling 395. It's peeling off. Saw on Wall Street Bets, I think someone bet like a couple $100,000 on the 400s for this Friday, so that's bad news for them if Tesla peels. Why I recap game 7? Game 7? What do you mean? I did. You mean with that? Yo, you mean with Magnus? Okay, so we'll get Rook D1. Should be played instantly. Should be played instantly. People were really upset with the last recap. Why? Why were they really upset? Yeah, I mean Rook D1, but the problem here, like I said, I sold Tesla at 250. I sold all my shares at 290. But I have a bazillion calls here, a bazillion calls. Oh, the critical nature. I mean, it's like, it's what it is. It's like I said, I mean, it's very tough. Yeah, Rook D1's an instant move that guards. I mean, literally Queen C3 and D4. That's all you're thinking about is white. There's literally nothing else you're thinking about here with white. Didn't you see the comments? I don't actually watch stuff, you guys. You guys act like I watch stuff. Magnus audio wasn't terrible. Levy was calling out why classical isn't interesting in today's time. I actually disagree. That's one funny thing. Like I have my own opinions in spite of what people on the internet will tell you, and I would say that objectively it's very funny because my take in a weird way is that not having Magnus in the match has actually made it much more exciting, because the way the players are playing, they're playing much more free. It's much more open, much more dynamic than it would be if Magnus were in the match. If Magnus were in the match, it'd be very different. It'd be very different. So in a way, it's funny. Like if people are criticizing classical chess, I don't agree with it in this match, because the match is actually more exciting since Magnus is not playing. I don't actually read. Yeah, you'd be surprised to know, you guys, I don't. I literally on YouTube, all I do is have certain songs on like repeat. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, you're looking, happy birthday, man. You're looking younger and younger day by day. Thank you, appreciate it. We got what do we got? We 97. Okay, I assume but Queen C3, there might be Bishop F6 and E4. There's an idea here. Okay, there's an actual idea of this with E4. 97, creative move here. Although, is this actually bad? Let's see what the computer says. Wait, is it like Queen C3? It's okay. Queen D2 is better apparently to go for D4 like this. This could get sharp. This is the last moment. This is the last moment where Ding needs to Ding should think here. He should not move fast. I mean, he could move fast. He could play Queen D2. People are basically saying that Magnus and Levy are trying to diminish the world championship and sell only freestyle through their app. Hopefully you can change perception. I mean, it's what I said. Like, I'm a big fan of the tour. Some people actually think that like I've been infected or something by Magnus, or like just because I'm involved with that app, like I'm just like suddenly infected and everything he says, like I believe. But what I would say that as far as the freestyle goes, like I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to see where it goes. But ultimately, the market will determine whether it's a success or not. The market's going to determine that. And you know, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to play, but that doesn't automatically mean it's gonna be some massive success. You know, I think that ultimately, like we'll see. Wait, ninjas are well, I don't know what you're saying. We'll see if it's gonna be a success, but it's more for me like we'll see what happens. I would also say, as what I said before about Fisher random chess, which is that when you look at Fisher random chess, the older players are generally gonna prefer it because it allows you to be lazier. And I don't necessarily know that I like that fundamentally. Like, do you really want people to be lazy? I mean, do you want to reward people for being lazy and not working hard? I don't know if I agree with that. And I mean, the reason that I get annoyed sometimes when I see people say these things like, oh, you know, I'm suddenly just agreeing with everything Magnus says. Like, look, playing Fisher random benefits me hugely. Like, of course, for me, I don't have time to study, you know, I don't have time to study chess at all. I mean, I just don't have time. Like, it does benefit me much more. But like I still like I have my own view on it, and I think, you know, the market will decide whether it's a success or not. But I think rewarding people for being lazier, even though it of course would benefit me quite a bit, I think in general, doesn't mean that I necessarily believe that like it's the best thing in the world. Queen D2 is better. Queen c1, there might be knight d3, right? There's knight d3, yeah. Although actually even this is not clear, but I think it's because you have some rook sack, right? d5 takes, queen e1, knight d4 takes, knight d4, queen a5. And actually I love this position for white, although even this is not so simple. You have the two b's, although apparently c5 and white's winning. Wow. If we get queen d2, if we get queen d2 played here, I think that Ding is probably going to win the game. So I think queen d2, knight c5, d4 is all going to be forced. I think all that's going to be forced, by the way. If we get queen d2, there's almost no move except knight c5, and then we're going to get d4. We're going to get this whole long line, and Ding's chance of winning will be tremendous if we get this. But he still has to find queen d2 to begin with. Knight d2 is a very lame move. That just allows knight c5. Knight d2 would be very lame. Queen c3 is fine as well. c5 is an interesting move too. Will top players let FIDE regulate 960? I don't think that's going to happen because I believe that the guy who sponsored Jan Butner, I believe he's raised money for this series of tournaments. So I think it's a commercial venture and he's trying to make money off of it. So if it's a commercial venture, then of course, I mean, FIDE is not going to be allowed to regulate anything. Very different. I mean, top players aren't fond of FIDE, but at the end of the day, you know, because there isn't real money in chess, top players can't do anything about it. And FIDE understands this is the thing. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to be like, no, I'm not going to play this tournament. I'm not going to play that tournament. Like, you're literally just, you're literally hurting yourself. The only people who are going to really do that, of course, are Magnus and myself. Nobody else can really be like, okay, and so what? Queen d2 and d4 is what I kind of expect. Queen d2 is not obvious. Queen c3 is not, walks into bishop f6 though, and suddenly the bishop's on a diagonal. So I mean, I think we will get queen d2 here. Queen e2 also not crazy, but queen e2 is something going to happen. Oh no, this is, but queen e2 actually, there's probably bishop f6 here, right? And there's maybe something on the file with a knight d4. Yeah, I don't think we'll get queen e2. It's going to be queen c3 or queen d2. I don't know which one. Or queen, no, but queen c1 allows knights. Nah, this isn't going to happen. We'll get queen c3 or queen d2. One of the two moves will be played. I don't know which one. I think we'll get queen d2. My prediction here is queen d2. If we get queen d2, I think Ding is going to win this game. Because we're going to get knight c5 almost for sure, and then we're going to get d4, and we're going to get this whole line where only white can win. Zero risk for black, and white's better. Maybe I'm being too optimistic though, because the line just popped in my head. Let me go to this line. Takes here, takes here, queen a5 here, bishop e4. Oh, knight e6. Knight e6. Wow. I didn't see knight e6 in my mind. I was thinking about bishop e4. I thought, why is white better? But you've knight e6. Wow. I mean, the thing is, queen 3, I mean, you still have to look at d4 though. It's still something you look at, but I mean, why is it wild? It's because in my mind I was thinking about that line. And I was thinking bishop e4, black's completely fine, not better, but there's knight e6. I'm manipulating Polymarket. I said if we get queen d2. That doesn't mean he's played queen d2. Magnus' audio is very bad during his recap. It's very difficult. Well, if the audio is that bad, maybe I'll do the mic draw. I'll be like, yo, Magnus, your audio is so bad. You fix the audio or I'm out. And then he's like, but I'm on vacation, I can't fix it. And it's like, okay, peace out later, boys, have fun with your recap. Anyway, big shout out to everybody who's watching on this very fine Tuesday morning. Hope you guys are doing well as we are covering game number 12 of the 2024 FIDE World Chess Championships. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and it's all good. So tell Maggie to buy a new microphone. Exactly. Yep, exactly. So queen c3, queen d2. Yeah, tell him, hit him with the boarding checkmate emote. Yeah. Wait, Wait, is it Monday? Sorry, it's Monday. Sorry, my bad. It's Monday. But anyway, come on, Ding. Play queen d2 or queen c1. You gotta move here. You gotta go. Come on, play queen d2, man. Play queen d2. Just do it. And again, he's fidgeting. Why is he fidgeting again? He just started fidgeting and grimacing. Like, why? I mean, he's just better here. Why is he fidgeting? And now he's like grimacing and he's like, oh, like he can't see anything. I just don't get it. It's not about eval bars. I don't get it. It's like, I mean, he shouldn't be nervous though at this point. I mean, he's already down a game in the match. Like, there's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose at this point. He shouldn't be nervous. Like, if the match were even, like, that's fine. Like, it's not a big deal. But he's down by a game. Like, you go all in. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you shouldn't be nervous. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, in many cases, being in a must-win situation is better than any other situation because it gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, and all these worries and fears just go out the window. No, seriously, like I like must-win situations more than just like normal situations, because if you play a normal situation, you blunder, you feel like a complete idiot, like you've just messed something up. When you're behind, you're like, okay, whatever, all caution to the wind, just go for it, because if you lose the game, well, you had to try, so like, who cares? So no, must-win situations objectively are the best. Yeah, just go queen d2, dude. Queen d2 and d4, all aboard the choo-choo train. Yeah, just queen d2. Come on, queen d2 and d4. It's queen d2 and d4. c5 is a move as well, but I don't really like c5 because you also free up a square. Like, there's knight f6, knight d5 potentially. It looks like he's getting ready to move though. We're only on move 17. It's easier when you have an engine. This isn't really about an engine. It's that you have two moves, queen c3 or queen d2, and you just pick one and you play it. Queen d2 and queen c3 are pretty obvious moves. It's just a question of which one you pick. But like I said, queen c3 runs into bishop f6, and fundamentally you're walking into a pin, potentially on a diagonal. Rook d2, nothing wrong with rook d2 to go queen d1. That might be okay too. I don't know, maybe it's okay, but I'm worried about knight c5 because there's pressure on the pawn here. I mean, I guess that's the main reason you move the queen, is because knight c5, I mean, based on points, you always get d4 because there's no pin. But I mean, queen c3 or queen d2, one of the two moves should be played. I mean, I would probably play queen d2 just because we walk into the bishop on the diagonal, just for that reason. Yeah, queen d2 looks, I mean, of the two moves, queen d2 is the better move for sure. All right, you guys, I think I'm gonna go use the restroom. We'll be right back and keep going, so give me a second. Did Ding blunder? We didn't get a move, did we? Did Ding blunder? Ding hasn't moved, has he? No, I don't think we have a move yet. But he's also getting way too low on time here, but it's not, I mean, way too low is wrong. He's getting low on time. Not a big deal yet, but again, he needs to make a move. If he gets below 25 minutes on this move, I'm worried. It's still not the end of the day, or the end of the world. It's still not the end of the world. Queen d2 and queen c3 I think are the two obvious moves here. Okay, we get it. Yes, we get it. We get it, you guys. Excelente. Excelente, we get it. Played. It's on the board. It is on the board. Big moment here, big moment, by the way. He's not super low on time also because, you know, this is why chess is such a mysterious game. Everything clarifies. The moment we get knight c5, d4, knight d3, you have to go d5. And already here, just look at the pieces. Look at the black has to go knight d4. You have to take with the knight. You take the pawn. Like, you literally are on move number 23. Like, you literally get like 7 moves in like 20 seconds. So like, that's the thing. Like, you're gonna get a long sequence of moves very, very quickly. Yeah, like, you're gonna get a long sequence. So yeah, it is what it is. Down. No, 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 no. Ooh, ooh. Bruce. All right, big moment here. Gukesh, I think, is gonna play knight c5 here. I don't think there's anything else that makes sense. I think knight c5 is almost an only move. Computer wants a4, but this already looks gross. I mean, maybe no shot. I mean, this just looks gross. The pawn's weak. There's d5, c5, bishop f4. No shot, bucko. So yeah, I think we will get knight c5. I think we're gonna get this long line. We're gonna get 7 moves. There's no way he's gonna play a4 here. a4 is just an insane move. There's no bishop a6 ideas. Black's king is very safe. Like, just to illustrate, there's really no threats here. You have 2 B's very, very close to the black king, so black's completely fine here. So yeah, I mean, I think we'll get knight c5. I don't think we'll get a4 here. I think this is insane. a4, d4, and I think you're really scared here. I think you're really scared. So I think we're gonna get this whole long line of knights 5 d4. Bishop g6 also, actually. Bishop g6 may be an idea too, but bishop g6 d4 takes. Eesh. This is actually quite dangerous here for black. But what about knight 5 d4 takes? Is this so bad? Knight takes. There's queen f4. Bishop g7. I mean, this is actually a dirty line. I think they're just winning, right? Queen h6 and you just get checkmated. This is actually really dangerous. This is really dangerous. I think that Gukesh is going to use quite a bit of time here. I think Gukesh is going to use a lot of time here. I think he's going to use like 20 minutes on this move. This is a very critical moment. I don't expect a quick move here. I think we're going to get a long thing from Gukesh. That's why I didn't like Ding using a lot of time, but I mean, if he need to use the time to find the move, he need to use the time. But yeah, I expect a long think here, a long think. A4 is a move, but I mean, I think knight c5 is the move. Knight c5 is really the critical move here. I don't think we'll get a4. A4 d4. I mean, I don't know, like, just look at this as a humus. I mean, maybe there's knight a5. I mean, but what is this? C6 knight. I mean, yeah, this is ugly. No, Gukesh is going to definitely use a long time here. Yeah, Gukesh is going to definitely use time here. This is very dangerous. I mean, the thing is, knight c5, Gukesh is gonna spend a lot of time calculating this line, and if he doesn't like it, we could get like a 30-minute thing. Like, Gukesh is probably gonna spend like at least 10 minutes calculating this whole sequence with takes. Apparently queen e1 is much better, but this whole sequence with d4 takes, he's probably looking at this exact line and trying to figure out what's going on. If he's unhappy with this knight c5 line, we're gonna get a 20-minute thing for sure. Bum 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 bum. If Ding wins this, chess space will go crazy. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't like this position at all for Gukesh. I don't like it at all. And the time situation is also, it's very mildly advantageous, but it's not time's not really a big thing. No, this is really scary for Gukesh. Really scary here. And considering that he actually is in a situation where he now has everything to lose and Ding has nothing to lose, very tough to play. The nerves are going to be a big thing here. Big thing. Don't underestimate Ding's ability. Don't underestimate Ding's ability to mess it up, though. I mean, always possible. But I think it's hard to, because it's going to be a simplified position. So let's see. I said that last game. Yeah, I mean, last game was very disappointing, but the difference is this one's even simpler than last game, if that makes any sense. I mean, last game should have been very simple. I mean, I guess last game it was a matter he played g6, which was just a crazy move instead of e6. But here, I mean, I'm really I mean, I guess it's the same thing though. It could be a 50-50, because if you take with the rook, apparently it's not great. You have to take with a queen here. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, if I were playing with black here, I'd be very unhappy about the situation. I'd be very, very unhappy here, because it's exactly the kind of position you don't want when you're ahead in a match. Very nervy position, no clear-cut plan, very likely a material imbalance coming up. Very tough. I don't think Ding explained why he played g6. I mean, yeah, g6 was a very strange move. Very strange move. What about knight e5 instead of d5? What do you mean? Knight d4, knight c5, d4, and then what? You mean knight e4 here? Is that what you mean? But then you go queen c1. I mean, white's just much better here. White's much better. Everything's developed here. Like, mainly just look at these b's. Great scope for the b's. You have more central control. 2 rooks on the open files. Knight hits the pawn. I mean, very bad here. Very bad. I mean, without knight c5, I think I mean, a4 is the best computer move. No shot we got a4 though. because a4 d4 e4 knight g1. I mean, a computer thinks is best. Honestly, as a human, I think black's in real trouble. There's bishop f4, there's d5 c5. This all looks like a complete disaster. No, I mean, this is really good. It took Lego and Anisha a while to understand. I mean, basically the thing is like, but it's like earlier too. It's the same thing here, right? Queen d2 is the best move here too, which was very unusual. It doesn't make sense to put the queen here. Is it Google that's made the predictor on FIDE stream? I assume so, but I don't know. No idea. Anish is Delulu, exactly, yes. Anyway, maybe I would be very scared though. If I'm Gukesh here, this is I'd be very scared. I would be very scared here. Very easy to make a blunder from the black side for sure. I mean, today's game, I'm definitely rooting for Ding. Overall, I mean, I'm pretty ambivalent. It doesn't really matter to me who wins. But in today's game, I'm definitely rooting for Ding just because he really should not have lost yesterday. And it's like, it's very hard to watch when someone is struggling the way that he is. Like, it's very clear that something's wrong with him. I mean, who knows, like mental, whatever it might be. Something is definitely wrong with him. There's no doubt. There's something wrong with him, and it's like you feel like at moments he's showing great glimpses, but it's almost like in every game at some moment he falls apart. He does something wrong. It's like he can't play a complete game. So you feel bad. You feel bad about it somehow. Hikaru, honestly, you can easily hit 20k concurrency if you stream on Twitch. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, I get paid more by kick than the ads are worth. There you guys go. Simple answer. And as I've said many times, a general point about this topic is that as far as viewership goes, the only way in which viewership actually matters is if you can monetize it and get sponsors off of that viewership. And in the modern world, sponsors really just don't exist the way that they used to. So you're not really able to monetize it. So that's the simple answer for people who are wondering. I mean, viewership only matters in so much as you can use that viewership to go and get sponsors. So in the modern world, like if you go back to 2020, it's very different because there were so many sponsors who were all over the place for like 2-hour streams, for literally anything. Like the sponsors were like non-stop flowing, but it's not the case anymore. So yeah. Has Gukesh's quality been much lower than during the candidates during the championship? I mean, I think that Gukesh is just, it's combination. I mean, I think a lot of it is nerves. I think it's also very difficult playing against Ding. I mean, I think it's a mix of things, really, is what I would say. So anyway, so let's see what we get here from Gukesh. I expect knight c5. a4, I would be very surprised if we get a4 on the board. Very surprised. I think we will get knight c5. I think Gukesh at some point is gonna be like, you know what, I just have to go for it with knight c5, knight d3, but maybe not. We'll see. Too soon to risk a recap? No shot that I do a recap. No shot. The players have so much time. This game's gonna go at least another hour. There's no way. This game 12 of 14, yes. I said Gukesh was going to spend 20 minutes, and he doesn't have 59 minutes, does he? No, he has 45 minutes. Why is the clock wrong? Wait, if I refresh, the clock correct? No, he's already used like 15 minutes already at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I refresh and the clock doesn't go to 45. Don't ask me why. It's wrong, but once he moves, it'll correct. Is there a natural that's a blunder? I mean, but the thing is, I don't even know what you're supposed to do. Like maybe bishop g6, but I mean, this is a natural that's probably a big blunder. Actually, this is a big blunder. I could see this. Bishop g6 is a natural move that is just a pure blunder because of bishop f4. Bishop f6 is another move that could be played as well. Bishop f6 d4, same problem though, right? Takes knight d4, takes takes. I mean, all these problems, like the two Bs, like just fundamentally, look at these two Bs on the diagonals here versus the black Bs. This bishop was staring at an open diagonal, so both of the white Bs here are much better in this position. No, this game is nowhere near being done. Why don't I stream along the faces of the players with live board? Oh, you mean that? Yeah, okay. For the 20th time today, let's show you guys a classic tweet. So this was a tweet from Anish Gir on October 31st. Basically he was saying you need to pay $100,000 and what you get is live broadcast with cameras. Okay, so there you go. Simple answer, you guys, for what's going on. I'm not paying, plain and simple. Okay, there you go. And for people to talk about Chess-Based India, I don't know what they paid when everything was settled as far as negotiations go, but chess.com did pay half the money for them to have the cameras. So you know, I think that says it all. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, his tweet's getting many views. Yeah, 100K for the cams, that's insane. And it is what it is. It's not $100, you guys. It's not 100. Anish might have he might have written it wrong. Chess24 has a previous contract with FIDE. They didn't pay. They have a previous contract. Nobody said it's worth it for chess.com necessarily, but they have but they obviously are a billion-dollar company, so it's different. Okay, let's see what we got here. Take 6 is live view. I don't believe they do. They do not have the live view. If they're showing it, wait a second. You're joking, right? You're surely joking. I don't think they do. No, they have their own board, you guys. No, you're looking. Oh my gosh, you guys are literally looking at the board that they have, and you think that's a. You guys think that that's a live board. That it's a view of their board in the studio, you guys. That is not the chess board. Ay. Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, they have a wooden board. It's a chessboard. But you guys know why they have the wooden board? Do you guys know why they have the wooden board? It's because the app doesn't have an analysis feature in it. So they literally can't use the app to do analysis. So they have to that's why they have the physical board, because the app only allows like the live position. So anyway, whatever, let's refresh the board. Gukesh has been thinking for a long time here. He is down to the board it refreshed incorrectly on chess.com too, by the way. He's down to 40 minutes. He's going for the 20-minute think, which is what I said before. Yeah, this is dangerous spot, very dangerous spot. If Gukesh does not like this exchange sack with knight d3 d5, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else he's going to play here. So come on. So anyway, let's see what Gukesh does here. Very, I don't know why it's glitching. It's glitching on chess.com too. The timer's just glitching. A billion-dollar company, by the way. If the position opens up, white is better. Yes. I mean, this is very. I mean, this is like, if you're Gukesh, this is exactly what you do not want. Why don't you get camera rights? I literally mentioned it. I'll do one last time because I think this is a troll, but I'll do it one last time. There was a tweet by Anish Gir on October 34th. I'm going to keep notes of how many views this has tomorrow or the next day for the last time, which is basically Anish was saying here that you need to pay $100,000 in order to get the live broadcast with cameras. Okay, straightforward. Nothing else needs to be said. Last time I'm gonna say it. Okay. I mean, I think knight c5, a4, like I said, a4 won't be played. Not knight c5 though. I don't know what you do. Bishop f6 is the only other move that makes sense to me. Only move that makes sense. Yeah, now everyone's gonna troll. Yeah, the live broadcast where the 1K friendship with Anish is worth 99K. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Why is Anish Gear in charge of that? It's not that he's in charge of it, but he basically he had some kind of weird back and forth with Satovsky about the cams. That's why I know that that's why I know it, because he literally was having a back and forth with Satovsky about it, and then I think Satovsky told him it's 100K. I mean, chess.com/Sagar probably did pay that, if not more. But I don't think anyone else did, because it's not worth it. So anyway, yeah, I mean, if I was gonna spend 100K, I would just buy a nice Audi. I mean, let's see, let's take a look. What's a Carrera going for these days? Yeah, if I was gonna do that, what would I would probably buy, yeah, Carrera from 120K. Yeah, if I was gonna, I mean, yeah, I'd much rather take 100K and go and put it towards buying a Carrera, like a Porsche Carrera, than like buying camera rights. I think that kind of says it all, doesn't it? Does Porsche have anything electric? I think they do, right? Didn't Lyric buy an electric Porsche? The Taycan, was it? The Taycan's the electric, right? From 99.4, yeah. I think Lyric, the streamer on Twitch, he actually bought one of them. I think he bought a Taycan. Not bad. Chess-Based India did. Half the money that was paid by chess.com, you guys. Sagar did not pay the whole thing, first of all. Secondly, it might actually be worth it for them, considering they have the biggest Indian audience, and Indians are rabid chess fans. Yeah, like you're acting like, I mean, you're acting like it's the same thing. It's not. Timer is wrong. It's wrong on the official one too. I mean, come on. Okay, let's see. Yeah, time is even now. I mean, the clock is wrong even on chess.com. The both players have 37 minutes. Gukesh has been thinking for 20 minutes here. Very dangerous spot here. Very dangerous spot. Refresh. I tried it earlier, didn't do anything. Yeah, I'm in chess.com. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just how it goes. It's just how the cookie crumbles. Big moment though. Big moment. Big moment. Big moment here. What about e4? E4 is a blunder because after takes, if you take the pawn, you lose the horse and the game as well. No, this is a very dangerous spot here. Very dangerous spot for Gukesh here. Very dangerous. No, this is very bad spot to be in. Very bad spot to be in. Once there's a move, the clock will be corrected. But yeah, I would say that generally it's a very bad spot to be in, because like we're gonna be doing a giveaway, by the way, but because like you're ahead in the match, so there's a lot of pressure, a lot of nerves, a lot of feelings for that, but then you're also in a bad position with no obvious moves, and the time is starting to come into play. This is a this is as bad as it gets, all things considered. Yeah, this is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Yeah, type exclam kick feed in, hit send, and then type your username as well. Ding's time usage hasn't been great today, but it hasn't been bad. It's been what I would say, it's been completely fine because of the type of position it's been. It hasn't been great, but it's definitely been better. Like the way that he's moved quickly, and now he's up on time against Gukesh. I mean, I think it's a real thing. I mean, computer wants a4. I don't think there's any way he plays a4. I don't think there's any way he's going to play a4 here. Knight c5 is the other line. If you don't like this whole sacrifice here with takes, and then queen a5 at the end, if you don't like this for like bishop f6 c5, if you're worried about this end game and you don't like it, then you're going to be using a lot of time here and you're going to be looking for something, and I don't even know what. I don't know why Botanishas isn't good. Okay. Yeah, this is a very, very dangerous spot to be in. I would not want to be in this spot. Seriously. Very dangerous spot. I mean, if you don't go knight c5, I don't know what the other moves are. That's the point. What are the other moves here? Other than knight c5, I mean, a4, like I said, I don't think you're going to play this move in a game. If you're not going to go a4 and you're not going to go knight c5, I mean, knight b6 just hangs a pawn. I mean, I don't even know what the other move is. Maybe bishop f6 is the other move to go into this, but this also looks very, very bad for black. I mean, this is, I really don't know what you're supposed to do here. If you don't like knight c5 and you're never going to play a4, then I don't know what else you're going to do. Maybe he'll find a4, but I doubt it. I think eventually he's going to play knight c5, knight d3. That's my prediction. I think eventually he's going to go for it. He plays the bad move. He plays the move that I thought could occur. He makes a blunder that I thought could occur. He plays bishop g6, allowing this bishop f4. And now after rook c8, knight d4, you're just getting crushed. If we get d4 quickly here, I think Gukesh is almost certainly going to lose the game. If we get d4 played fast, this is going completely in the wrong direction. I mean, d4 you should play. I guess the only thing that's calculated is knight d4. But takes. I mean, oh my gosh. Did he go? He played it fast. Ay. This is getting dangerous. I did mention this initially, didn't I? I said like the natural move, which would be a blunder, was bishop g6, and he did it. Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah, now we're gonna load Polymarket. Let's look at Polymarket. It's gonna look like this. Is Polymarket's having a seizure? I bet. Ding was down at 19 cents. Now he's back at 35 cents. This is gonna be funny. Let's pull this up too. Take a look. What are the predictions? 55% chance that Ding wins, 59% chance of a draw, 7% chance that Gukesh wins. Yeah. Also, for anyone who chat who's going to be really weird about it, I want to see a really intense match filled with tension. You don't want something where it's like one way. So anybody who thinks that like I'm like rooting against Gukesh or something, I'm not. But I want to see a match be close. I want tension. Like if Ding wins it, not Ding, sorry, if Gukesh wins this game, like it's over. There's no drama, there's nothing. So I said it a few times already, but like I don't have a dog in this fight. I just want to see a really close match at the end. So anyone who wants to be like, oh man, you're rooting against our Indian hero, like that's not what's going on. I just want to see an exciting finish. Yeah, this is very dangerous for Gukesh. Very dangerous. I think there's a decent chance he's just gonna blunder and lose this game right here, by the way. Like, I mean, this is so hard to play. Like, what are you even doing here? Bishop f4 is coming, d5. I mean, I think there's a good chance that Gukesh is just gonna get blown away, actually. Like, literally just blown off the board and lose this game in the next, like, 5 moves. Because his position is so ugly here. This is so bad. Like, if he goes e4, I think he's gonna lose this within, like, 5 or 6 moves just because there's bishop f4 and d5. I mean... And if he takes, I mean, d3, there's no way he plays d3. Just no shot. What about this one? This one I mentioned, right? Takes, and bishop d4 is apparently just winning. Wow. Oof. I also realized, I think there's bishop a7, right? After c6, is there bishop a7? Yeah, there's bishop a7 just wins the game. Ding losing on purpose so he can buy the dip in Polymarket, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, this is horrible. This is horrible. Wow. Wowie, yowie. All right, I'm gonna go use direction one quickly, because I do think there's a really high chance here that after e4 knight g1 that the Ding is going to win this game quickly, and we'll have to do our recap. So I don't want to suddenly have to, like, you know, go use the restroom later and have it affect my recap and the time sequence. So I'm gonna go use the restroom. We'll be right back, and we'll keep going. Okay, we did get this. We got e4 knight. We got e4 knight g1. I mean, this is so scary. I don't even know why. I mean, what are you supposed to do here? Like, even queen c2, queen c1, I mean, this all looks really Gucci. Like, something like this even looks like a dream. Knight f4. Apparently it's not great, but it is good. It's a good moment for Ding to start thinking, by the way. It's not obvious to me. I mean, queen e2 is apparently the best move, but why? Bishop g5, d5. Oh, d6, and you're just winning. Oh, wow. Oh, c6, knight c7, knight e8. Wow, okay. Yeah, if we get queen e2 here with this d5 d6 idea, I mean, Ding will win the game. Bishop f4 is just a blunder. Knight c4, no? Oh wait, even this is good? Oh my gosh, because the knight is trapped on c6. You have no squares. You have no squares here. Oh wow, even this is, oh wow. Even bishop f4 is good. Jeez. Bishop f1 is the best move. Why? Bishop g5, f4, what? And you're just, okay, bishop f1. I mean, I think he's gonna find one of the moves. I don't know which one he'll play, but whatever he plays here is gonna be good. It's a question of whether he can follow it up afterwards. Somehow Ding will think he's not better on the spot. Ding has to know he's better here. He has to know he's better. Like, I mean, you don't just suddenly forget these sorts of things. He knows he's better here. He has to know that he's better here. Ding can definitely blunder for sure. He can definitely blunder, but I think on this move he can't make a blunder. Like queen e2, queen c2, I think literally all four queen moves are good, and bishop f1 is also good. Bishop f4 is also an exciting try too, though. But this is not a spot where you want to think forever. I will say that. This is not a spot where you want to use too much time. But you don't want to use more than 10 minutes on this move. But yeah, we're just waiting for a move here. I do want to see a move played quickly, though. I don't want a long think here from Ding. I want to see a quick move here. I will say this queen e2 line, which is apparently winning, does not look obvious to me. Like, the fact that this is winning does not look obvious. But I mean, we'll see. Bishop f1, I mean, actually, as I think about bishop f1 with f4, this looks like the cleanest way to play it. Bishop f1 with f4, like, this does actually look like the cleanest way to play, objectively. Like, I think actually, if I were playing here, I think bishop f1 is probably the move. Because everything else, like the winning line, like this line with takes, like... Oh, this is one... Wait, what? Oh, it's winning because you have knight c3 at the end? Like, even this is winning, but not super obvious. But yeah, Ding cannot afford to get super low on time here. He's gonna need his time for the next like 4 or 5 moves. He cannot afford to use too much time here. I mean, bishop to f1 is not the only move, of course. Queen e2 is probably the move that I would probably play in a game. Queen e2 or queen c2, one of the two. But the thing is, c2, you're always worried that something's going to happen on this diagonal somehow. Come on, ding. So Vishy said somebody who's been asleep for 100 years would wake up with excitement if they saw this sort of position against black. Yeah, of course. Obviously. Bishop f4 is fine too, but bishop f4 is not the intuitive move. I mean, why is it so good? Takes here takes queen b. Oh, because you just well, you actually just lose the game, kind of. He goes queen c3. Okay, that's not the move that I liked. I thought queen c2 was better, but still, I mean, f5. I mean, this still looks very ugly though. Actually, you know why this was bad? It's because if you go to like c2 and you got f5, you have bishop f4 and then d5, and now the knight can't go here. Whereas in the game, when we get f5, bishop f4, rook c8, d5, there's now bishop f6 with knight e5 here. So that's why it's not actually the best move. I still think Gukesh is going to blunder here, though. I think Gukesh is going to play bishop f6 because the situation is pretty critical here. It's a very critical situation. I think we'll get bishop f6 here. f5 is the best move, but I think we'll get bishop f6 just because f5, there's also like queen b. I mean, there's also like it's hard to play without knowing it's okay, because like even this looks like really scary. Yeah, this is really scary here. Really scary. I mean, I think every move here is difficult for both sides, but objectively, white is the one who has more choices, and you also know that white should be better here. So it's very hard to play this position. Like, for example, even this, why is this so good? Can you not take? I guess this doesn't work. Not take, sorry. Takes. Come on, mouse. Takes. Rook b8. You rook b7. Because if you move the knight, I think there's some no, maybe not. Maybe I'm just crazy. No, I'm just crazy. It's just losing. Never mind. I mean, in my opinion, this is a very scary position to play for black, just because you have to deal with c5, d5. You deal with bishop f4. You have to deal with queen b3. Like, you go here, you're worried even about these sorts of things with all this massive pressure. So like, I think Gukesh is okay here, but he's gonna have to use a lot of time. And I think that if Ding does this correctly, Gukesh is gonna be in big time pressure here. And if Gukesh can find the moves, maybe he survives, but the odds of a blunder are extremely high. The odds of a blunder are very high here for Gukesh, in my opinion. He's not as good of a rapid blitz player as he is at classical. He's gonna have to use his time here. This is very scary. Ding can't stop looking up at Gukesh. I mean, I think Ding has some issue. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but he never used to do that. So maybe he'll talk about it after the event, but yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, queen c2 was a little bit better. Like I said, I mean, it's a little bit counterintuitive because you're walking to some kind of fork. I think queen e2 also has its own drawbacks. So you put the queen where there could be some issue on the e file. So he picks queen c3 out of all the moves. I don't think it's a bad move either, though. Small f. Oh, did I drop frames? Wait. I did lose some frames there for a second. I did lose some frames for a split second. Yeah, I'm here though. I'm here. Video killed the radio star. I mean, computer says it's okay, but yeah, it's easy with a computer to think it's okay. It's like, you know, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bike. It's the same thing. Like, I mean, yes, with a computer, it's fine, but he plays bishop f6. What did I tell you guys? I told you that we'd probably get bishop f6 played here. Did I not just tell you guys? I told you we'd probably get bishop f6. F5 is a move that you spend 15 minutes on, and then you're down to 10 minutes and you're just going to get blown away because of the time situation. I told you we'd get bishop f6. I literally told you guys. Now knight e2, knight f4, and I think I mean, computer wants queen c2, but knight e2, actually knight e2 might allow bishop h5. Maybe you don't want to allow that. So like queen c2 with b3 does make sense here. Actually, what's wrong with just like b3? No, I mean, even this is great. This is just a terrible, terrible position. I think queen c2 is not a hard move to play here, actually. This looks very scary. Bishop g5. I mean, but then we're gonna get back into this. No, not this one. Sorry. Oh, bishop b6 and bishop e4 is just winning. Scary times. I'd probably go knight e2 here personally, but I mean, I'm trying to figure out how bad is this. This is pretty bad for black. I mean, this is really bad for black. The pawn's weak. Bishop f4. Ay. This is really bad. Yeah. Knight e2. I think Ding's gonna play knight e2 here. This is getting really unpleasant though. As long as Ding does not tank for too long, he doesn't freeze up. He has great chances to win this game. Great chances. As long as he doesn't freeze up completely, great chance to win. If he goes knight e2, I mean, it's really, really hard to see. Knight e2, b3, queen c2. All moves are fine. Refresh the board. Knight e2 is what I would play. I would go knight e2 and knight f4. I mean, it's really just a question of seeing this knight g3 stops h5, pressures upon e4. I mean, this is just great for white. The one thing we'll be able to say is even if Ding messes this up though somehow, like he will have no one to be blamed but himself for not winning this match, because he's had chances. Like, this is the second day in a row that he's had great chances. This is move number 21. He should play knight e2. He should play knight e2 here. What is Ding's exact time? About 27 minutes. I mean, his playstyle has changed because that's what I was saying. Like, once you lose a game, it's like you have nothing left to lose. Like, he was trying so hard to hang on and not lose a game, and now that he lost a game, it's kind of like the pressure is gone. You just play whatever. Like, you have to win a game, so there's no pressure. You play much more freely, and when you can play freely, it's much easier. It's much easier. Why is Ding underprepared despite having more months? I mean, I think I take him at his word. I think he studied for a couple of weeks, and why he studied for a couple of weeks versus months, I think that's a question for after the match that someone's going to have to ask him, and hopefully he'll give an honest answer. No, if Ding wins this, there will be huge pressure after the rest day on Gukesh. I'm really not sure Gukesh will keep it together if he loses this one, because like if he loses this game, this is going to be catastrophic. I mean, because Gukesh probably is thinking, okay, I've finally done it, I'm going to be world champion. You start having these thoughts in your head. Yeah, I mean, I think knight e2 is pretty obvious here. Why is he shaking his head again? What's that? It's shaking his head. Yeah, just knight e2. I mean, this is not hard. Knight e2, knight f4. I mean, white is much better here. But like I said, g4, bishop g6, knight g3, and you cut off h5. You hit the pawn. I mean, this is just a dream. And now he's shaking his head again. What the heck is wrong with him? Why is he shaking his head? Why is he shaking his head like he's unhappy? I don't even understand this. I mean, it's a dream position for white. No, he never used to do this though. For people who say that, like I played Ding. I mean, I didn't play him a lot, but I played him before the pandemic. He never used to do any of this stuff. He never had any of these things. Never any of these ticks or whatever you want to call them. But usually, by the way, you guys, I do it when I'm actually in trouble in games. When I'm in trouble in games, I'll shake my head, but you won't see me shake my head if I think I'm better. So I don't get it. Do you think it's just anxiety? Maybe. Okay, he plays Queen C2. A good move, by the way. Good move here. You think he's just extremely stressed and scared? Maybe. I mean, to be fair, like I've never been in this situation, but I don't know. It's a little bit odd to me because like this is just such a great position here. Was I dubious that JLo was still Jenny from the block? What? I don't know what you're talking about. No idea. I'm sorry. I don't actually know what you're talking about. I mean, Ding has to know he's much better here. There's no way. Why no coffee? Oh, I finished my coffee earlier. Who is my hero? Gary Kimovich. Gary Kimovich Kasparov. I mean, Gary's the guy that I grew up idolizing. Loved his games. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Gary. Maybe he's frustrated he didn't go Queen C2, but I mean, in a sense, he gets the same position in a funny way. Because Bishop G5 here now, D5, D6 is just winning. Ding has huge pressure from the Chinese government. That's not my impression at all, actually. But like I said, after the event, I assume like at the final press conference, Ding is going to be asked questions about why did he only prepare for 3 weeks, and then secondly, what's going on. We get A4 played quickly. Good move, by the way. Good move from I like this move. I like this move from Gukesh. He played it quickly. I like it. I liked it because now Bishop F4 runs into E3 and suddenly all kinds of weird tricks are happening. Plays knight E2. Then again, the computer wants this. What? Knight C4, knight F4, and then knight C3, right? Oh, there's Bishop F1. Actually, this looks really ugly for black. Actually, that looks really ugly. Really ugly. That's a good move, by the way. Good move from Ding. Good freaking move. Like, he's been using time at moments when I've been a little bit skeptical last move. Knight E2 was a very, very good move to play immediately. Very good move. Very, very good move. Because now after knight A5, this line is going to happen for sure with knight F4 and Bishop F1. So he's going to get to play like 3 or 4 quick moves, and the pressure is back on Gukesh here. Very, very good move. Very, I mean, maybe actually the move, it's not the move, but the fact that he played that move instantly is extremely good. I mean, playing that move after 3 or 4 minutes still would be good, but playing it right away, very, very good. Very, very good decision. That's what I think a lot of us have been saying. Like, one of the things that really frustrated me is that, like, Ding has the potential to find these moves, but he's always blowing through the time advantage. He spends way too long on, like, all these moves. But today he's starting, I feel like he's starting to finally turn it around and play his moves a little bit quicker. It's a great move because knight A5 is pretty much the only move here, I think. And then you go here, knight F4, like, and Bishop F1. So you literally get these moves immediately. You get this position, and now it's very scary. Like C6, knight D6, and you lose the game. Oof. Oof. Yeah, he just needs to stop doubting himself. It's really important. Yeah, I could check Sessa. I mean, if you guys want Sessa, maybe I'll add Sessa. Let me do this with Edge, I guess. So I have a different browser. One second, guys. I know the scene is off, but I'm just wait. It's off, but I'm just doing it 'cause I'm gonna add Sessa, because why not? Just so you guys get the supercomputer evaluation. Just give me 1 second. This might be too small, but I don't care. I'll put this right here. It might be too small, but I think can you guys still see it, or is it too small? It might be too small. Maybe I'll get rid of the chess.com logo. Maybe I'll move the logo. 1 second. It's too small, right? Is it too small? Yeah, it's way too small. Exactly. So I guess I'll move my 1 second. Let me figure out where I'm moving stuff. 1 second. What am I looking for? I was looking for the wrong one. Okay, there we go. Okay, now it should be, I mean, you should see this should be completely fine. I mean, it still might be a little bit small, but I think you guys can see it. Actually, I should put it at the edge, not there. Yeah, it should be okay, right? Yeah, now you guys can see it, right? Yeah. Put the eval bar only. Okay. Actually, I realize this is wrong though, right? This is wrong. Let me just adjust this, because I can actually do it just the way I had it before. 1 second. One second, you guys. Sorry if I'm being janky, but it is what it is. Okay, there we go. Should be good. Should be good. Okay, that's fine. I think you guys can see it fine. Now you can see it. I think. Maybe I'll do it up here. 1 second. If bishop g5. Okay. Maybe I'll just do this. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's plus 2.92 here for Ding. Okay, knight f4, very strong move here, by the way. Knight f4 is winning here, by the way. I think knight f4 is winning because there's c5. There's c5 and no knight d5. Yeah, we got knight f4. Ding is going to win. Ding's going to win if he goes knight f4. As long as he doesn't see the boogeyman here with e3 and he sees that this is winning, he wins the game. Knight f4 is GG. Big moment here. Big moment. Knight f4 is actually just winning the game. Let me double check though. Is queen e2 winning? Queen e2 is also winning. I mean, yes, so long as he plays knight f4, he wins the game. If he goes knight f4, he wins the game here. The game's not going to end immediately, but yes, knight f4 is GG. Mainly because now when the bishop moves, there's c5 and you can't go to d5 anymore because now you lose the rook. I don't think he's going to see the boogeyman here. I think it's a little bit too easy for Ding. I don't think it's hard. Even if queen c3 is the best move, queen e2 is we need a recap. Yes, we're going to get a recap, you guys. No, if he plays knight f4, he's going to win this game. Yeah, if we get knight f4, he's going to win this game. I think this match has made it pretty clear that Gukesh is worse than people think. I mean, he's only 18 years old. You have to remember how young Gukesh is. But this is really bad. Really bad. Yeah. It's plus, what is it? It's plus 3.06 after knight f4. Knight f4 is GG here. Check Polymarket. Okay, let's see. Polymarket, what's going on? Ding's up to 43, and what's the prediction? 74% chance that Ding wins. If he goes knight f4, he's going to win this game. It's literally the only move here. I generally agree with that take, by the way, that I think you're right. I think that one of the reasons people are so frustrated, like I've seen Magnus seem really frustrated, is that I think everyone had really high expectations for Gukesh based on how he's done. Like he's just dominated everything, won the candidates, great result in the Olympiad. So to see him underperforming the way that he has, I think is like, people have been really surprised because I think everybody had sky high expectations. I think there's almost no shot that Ding doesn't play it. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, this is not difficult. The C7 is hanging you the 2 Bs. If we get knight f4, he's going to win the game. I think probably it's if I'm being honest, I think that Gukesh is just too young, and so he's just feeling massive nerves, probably the pressure of a whole country, 1 billion people rooting for him. That's probably what's causing this underperformance. And it's why I said something also. I was saying how, like, you know, for Magnus, when he looks at this, I think Magnus is probably upset. And of course, I'll talk to Magnus later, but I think Magnus is probably upset because I think Magnus thought, look, we're seeing a change of the generation. And now the way that Gukesh has played this match, you're just like, what is this? Knight f4 is not a hard move to play. It's not a hard move. I mean, all you have to see is that you have queen e2. You see queen e2 and you play this move, no second thoughts, no hesitation at all. No hesitation. Yeah, if he plays knight e2, he's going to win the game. Or not knight e2, sorry, knight f4. I mean, I don't think this is hard. This is not hard. Knight f4 is not a hard move to play here. Why so much time? It's actually good that he's using time here. I mean, I assume he knows he's better here. He has to know he's better. I mean, this is not difficult. I mean, this is not difficult at all. Knight f4 is very straightforward. It looks like he's reaching for the knight. I think he's about to play it also. Yeah, I mean, I think he's about to play it. I think he's about to play it. Did the time glitch again? I think it did. Yes, it did. Come on, knight f4. What's the deep think about? Yeah, I mean, knight f4 is pretty straightforward here. Knight f4 is GG. If he plays knight f4, he will win this game. It's the last moment where there's a chance of something else happening. Come on. Why is he thinking here? Knight f4. Oh, come on. But I literally told you guys e3, queen e2, and there's nothing. He played c5. Wait, what? No, he played it. He played knight f4. Knight f4 is on the board, everybody. Knight f4 has been played. I don't know why I didn't update. Knight f4 is on the board. It's on the board. Ding is going to win now. I'm very confident he's going to win because Gukesh plays bishop h7, c5. I mean, knight d7. I mean, queen a4. I mean, you're getting crushed here. Even this is just like, this is just a disaster. You're down a pawn here. Time pressure looming. Only easy moves for white. Wow. This is going to be a fun recap with Magnus later now. This is going to be a fun recap. This is going to be a fun recap with Magnus later on Take 66 at 10:30. This game's not going to make time control either. Anish can't understand Ding. I mean, Anish is not the only one. I can't understand Ding either. Like, sometimes he plays great and then sometimes he plays horrible. I mean, it's very strange. It's very strange. I mean, yeah, like Anish is probably like me. Is like, what's going on? For periods of the game, it feels like Ding plays like a 2900, and then for periods he plays like a 2500. Between like the bad moves and the time usage, it's very up and down and inconsistent. He has a mental issue, maybe, but it's very strange. Like, it is. I mean, it happened yesterday too. It's like yesterday you're like, oh my god, he spends an hour in the opening, what's happening, this is horrible. Then he finds a bunch of great moves, he gets a great position, and then immediately he plays G6 and all this H5 stuff, and he just goes from like much better to losing, and you're just like, huh, what just happened? So I mean, I feel like in general he's just super inconsistent for some reason. I mean, this is just over. This is Jover. This is seriously Jover for and also it's even worse because after bishop f4 takes, you take, and now I take and I fork the queen and the rook, and if you go bishop d6, just a sample line, takes, and I pin you with d5, you lose the horse and you lose the game. No, I mean, there's no jinxing. He's gonna play c5, and Gukesh is getting smoked in this game. He's just getting smoked. I don't even know what he's supposed to do here. He's just getting absolutely smoked. I mean, maybe he'll take and go rook c8. This is like the only thing I can think, but queen c3 followed by d5. I mean, knight e7, hang on. I mean, the computer wants, oh, because is that e4? No, but e4, there's knight g4. It's probably d, yeah, it's d6 and boom goes the dynamite. Ay. Complete disaster. I mean, complete disaster. All right, last break quickly. Last break because we're gonna have to do a recap very soon. Last break quickly because we're gonna have to do a recap. All right, you get takes. No, I mean, this is a disaster. Okay, what do we get? Get rook c8 played. Okay, I expect queen c3 here. This is a disaster. This is really a disaster. I mean, computer wants d5 d6 even. I mean, computer wants d5 d6. Queen c3 to me looks very clean. But let's think about this. D6 knight d3 takes queen f6, and what? Knight d6 is winning here. I mean, Gukesh is in real trouble. I mean, d5 d6 just wins the game. Queen c3 is probably winning as well. Is there Walmart music in the background? Good one, yeah. Good one, you guys. What was the move order, by the way? Okay, it's bishop g2, knight f6. Yeah, we get queen c3 is what I expected, by the way. Yeah. Gukesh knows he's in trouble. He knows he's in real trouble here. Wait, well, computer wants something weird, though. It wants this. And this. And queen f3. Wow, this is winning. This is not obvious to me, by the way. This is not obvious. Actually, what about this, by the way? What about this? I mean, even this. Oh, this isn't? Oh, because there's gonna be some queen c6 at the end. Yeah, this is very bad. Sets the evaluation is stuck. Is it? I can refresh. No, it's 3.47. Okay. No, I mean, the game's not over yet. Anon is impressed. I mean, I think we're all impressed because we're all it's like the famous saying. It's the famous Sun Tzu saying, in order to confuse everyone, you must confuse yourself. I think that's the saying, as I remember. Right? Isn't that the Sun Tzu saying? Isn't that the Sun Tzu saying? Yeah, to confuse your enemy, first confuse yourself. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I mean, no, it's an actual saying. It's an actual saying by Sun Tzu. Yeah. right? It's an actual Sun saying. Yeah. No, it's not a joke. It's a real saying, literally. It's an actual saying. To confuse your enemy, you must first confuse yourself. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I thought people were memeing with that, but that's an actual true quote. Yeah, it's an actual real quote from Sun Tzu. I never said any of that blank from Sun Tzu. Yeah. No, I think Gukesh is, he's really uneasy now. He knows he's in a lot of trouble. Also, like, even this, like, what about this? I mean, even this, you're I mean, in deep trouble. Deep trouble here. I mean, deep trouble. Deep trouble. Why is Palantir up 8%, by the way, you guys? Pre-market? Crazy. This looks so bad, though. So bad. It's up because of Syria? Oh, okay. No, I just saw it. I was like, what's going on? Is Tesla over 400? No, it's 398. Hasn't gone that insane. Let me refresh. Clock is wrong. I mean, I can't do anything about the clock. It's what it is. This is ugly. This is ugly. It's not over. I mean, all it's going to take is one blunder for Gukesh to be back in the game. I heard what happened to Syria, but why does that matter with Palantir? I don't get it. Why does that matter with Palantir? I don't get what that has to do with Palantir. Check Polymarket. Okay, let's go back. Ding is back to basically 50%. 91 chance he wins. I think this is too high, by the way. I actually think it's too high because it's still one blunder away from Gukesh being back in the game. Yes, he's likely going to win. All things are in his favor, but I would say one blunder and one blunder by Ding, and he could be back in business. Clock is wrong. That's chess.com. Blame chess.com. Yeah. Less than 8 minutes. Yeah. I mean, this is very dangerous. I mean, it's very hard. All I'm saying, okay, that's a blunder too. Oh, knight a7. Oh my gosh, knight a7. Oh my gosh, knight a7. You lose the game. You just trap. Oh my gosh, knight a7. He completely cracks. Knight a7. GG. Knight a7. There's no way that Ding misses this. Knight a7. GG. Good. Okay, let's get ready, you guys. Boys, it's that time of the day. Control C. Chess.com/analysis. Let's get the show on the road. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. It's 2783, right? 2783, yeah. If we get knight a7, it's GG. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm getting ready, you guys. Let me make sure this looks correct. This looks relatively correct. Let me adjust my cam 1 second. we go. All right, perfect. Here we go. Okay, let's go back to the game and let's change the scene. There we go. Okay, big moment. I mean, knight a7, if he misses knight a7, well, nothing else needs to be said. I mean, come on. What's he thinking about? Knight a7 just ends the game. I mean, there's no way he missed it, right? Yeah. There's no way he misses knight. Computer says f3 is better. There's, I mean, come on. Come on. He's not playing f3. He's gonna go knight a7. Yeah, I'm gonna start a recap pretty soon. F3, I mean, F3, like, once, if you know it's the best move, you'll consider it, but realistically, knight a7 is impossible to not play here. Like, I mean, why is this not just winning? Takes, F3. I mean, come on, be serious. This is GG. Why is he thinking, though? I mean, come on. Knight a7 is literally, like, the most obvious move. Maybe he'll play F3. For all I know, he'll go F3, and it'll be like, wow, amazing. But I doubt it. Come on, dude. It's not hard. I mean, I would play knight a7 in 5 seconds because you know you win the rook, and there's no way that you don't win the game. There's literally no way that What? What the heck is d5? What? I mean, it's still winning, but what? I mean, it's still winning, but what is d5? Did he not see knight a7? Hopefully he doesn't realize now. Like, he could realize now. He'd be like, wait, what a sec. He could be like, wait, did I just miss knight a7? It's still winning because of d6 knight c7, but like, I mean, I guess it's just GG, right? Yeah, it's just GG, but still. I mean, I don't even get it. I don't even get it. It's bizarre. d5 is better, really? I mean, knight a7 was just easily winning. You literally go here, takes f3, simplify, and it's just an easy win. You can never not win that position. Come on, just d6, d6. Of course he ruined it because I was ready to start my recap, but I don't know why. I mean, what is this? I mean, now you have to go d6. I mean, come on, just d6. I mean, I'm not impressed with d5 because it's not about style points, it's about guaranteeing the win. And with knight a7 you guarantee the win. Just d6. I mean, he's gonna play d6 because like this is just GG, right? Bishop, I mean, everything wins here. If he doesn't go d6, I mean, I give up. I mean, if he doesn't go d6, I give up. There's literally there's no reason not to play d6 here. I mean, he can play it at 2000 level. I don't care, 2500 even. There's no way if you're 2500 you don't play d6 here. It's literally the only move. Yeah, he does it. Okay. Knight c7, of course. No, I was ready to do the pre-move. I was ready to pre-move the recap, but now it's like, I mean, he's gonna win the game, but it might get to move 40. Like, there's a good chance this is still gonna get to move 40. You think he might mess this up? I don't know how he can mess this up, actually. But I don't understand d5. I'm gonna ask Magnus about this when I do the press conference. Yeah. Let me refresh this. I'm gonna copy this in a second. This bishop e4. Yeah, I'm gonna start the recap, I think, in a second. Yeah, I think it's time to start the recap. 1 second. They are on move number 29, you guys. I love how b4 is the best move here. I mean, bishop takes e4 is obviously the cleanest way to win. b4 is a hilarious way to win. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Bishop h6 and rook g4, f5, rook e6. Yeah, I mean, it's just all over. Like bishop e4, what, knight c6, I guess. Actually, it still goes on though. It still goes on after knight c6. It doesn't end instantly. Although, actually, wait. Take it. Can you just trade? No, but actually, there's rook f. Then okay. I mean, there are 20 ways to win. Let's see what we get. I mean, b4 would be very impressive, but I think he's going to take on e4. What about no queen a5 hangs a pawn? What am I smoking? I mean, the problem is because he's been so shaky. Like, he's been so shaky. It's like I'm ready for the game to end, but then it's like, yeah, knight c6. Like, if he goes bishop g2, it's over. If he goes bishop g2, it's over. If he doesn't play bishop g2, I mean, it's not guaranteed finish. You don't feel good, man. I mean, it's over. Bishop g2 and there's no way to lose. As long as he goes bishop g2, he wins the game. If he doesn't go bishop g2, there's still chances to mess it up. I mean, of course I don't like this. I would have gone knight a7 was pretty obvious. Knight a7, take the rook and just win the game. Okay, he goes back. Yeah, so he's gonna win anyway. Yeah, now it's over. Now it's over. I think it's pretty safe to say it's over. Yeah, I think it's time to start the recap. Okay. I think it's time to start the recap. Wait. It's time to start the recap. I think it's time to start the recap. It's time. Okay, one more move and then then we're gonna do it. B3 or B4 and we're gonna do the recap. Okay, one last move. B3, B4. I think both moves are the same. Apparently they aren't. B3 is not as good as B4. I don't know why, but yeah, B4 is pretty straightforward. Yeah, once we get B4, it's GG. Yeah, once we get b4, it's GG. Bishop e3. Oh, bishop e3 is bishop e3 also. Bishop e3 also very clean, by the way. Bishop e3 also extremely clean, just to win the pawn. Okay, I think it's showtime. Let me stop the music and okay, it's showtime, you guys. I believe this is over. If he messes up, this will be legend. Wait for it, Dairy.